Hey there. Let's see. Hi. Come on in, come on in. All right.
Hi, Diana. How are you?
Hi, good.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Let everyone in. And so Yolanda, there she is. I was just reading your email. Yolanda, can you hear me already?
Sorry, yes, thank you.
Yeah, I was reading your email, so I didn't notice that we were a couple of minutes past it. So, yeah. Hold on. So Best Buy, huh? What a mess. I don't know if the people who help you there know much of anything. She was given a whole runaround. Irma, I think that's your sound.
Okay, let me, how do I turn?
Go to the mute. Go to the recording button, the microphone button, and click on the arrow next to it and say, what's it say? Leave computer audio on one of your two.
Oh, here, I got it.
There you go. That helps. Okay. So I did not remember until the end of my morning class that I had never sent the reminder about the staggered time. So I don't know how many of you read it or not, because I just sent it, I don't know, 20 minutes ago, about the fact that at the beginning we were going to have the students who needed to set up a time machine. And you're all welcome to stay, but if you already have your time machine up and running, then you can come join us a little bit later when I show you how it works and how to make it work and that kind of stuff for your questions. There were about 4 or 5 of you who needed a new one. And Yolanda was one of them, but she was not able to get what she was asking for when she went to Best Buy. So I was reading her email, and she said that they were not very helpful. And they were trying to get a converter and adapter, and he said, we don't have $12 things here. So, oh, well. And why do I need more than one USB port? It's like, what kind of a helper is that? So anyway, I'm sorry you had that kind of experience. Probably something that people keep reminding me here, always just go to Mac Mechanic or to the Apple store, or, Best Buy. I mean, there are probably kids who are not even in high school, or who knows who's helping, but I don't know that they really know what they're talking about. So anyway,
Costco also sells some of the hard drives and stuff.
what's that?
Costco also sells some of the external hard drives and everything at good prices.
Yeah, but she was looking for an
I know.
adapter, and I guess they had no idea what she was talking about. Basically, from the email that I'm reading here, they just didn't know what to give you.
Mac Mechanic.
So yes, definitely you can watch. Now, your son is saying, don't worry because it's up in the cloud, which is true as long as all your stuff is in the cloud. But as I said, there's a difference between the cloud or the time machine. So as soon as you can get the time machine set up, that'll be fine. But other than that, let me move. You do have all your stuff, and most of the stuff in the cloud, so you should be okay. Again, it's 2 different functions, but worst case scenario that something drastic happens to your computer, you can set up whatever was on the cloud will come back. If you had any applications that are not on the cloud or things that are not on the cloud, you'll just have to download them yourself. But that's much better than losing everything, right? So yeah, you'll be fine. Your son is right. Okay. Let me share my screen with you guys. Well, actually, more than share my screen, first thing I need to know is who is going to set up a new time machine. Give me a big old green yes, wave at me, do something, let me know who is setting up a new time machine. And Michelle, that I don't see, make some show of presence. There you go. Yes, yes. Sharon, are you setting up a new one or not?
No, I have one.
Irma and Michelle, Irma and Michelle right now. How about you, Dorothy? Were you setting one up or?
No, I have one.
There were like four people who needed. Well, one was Yolanda. Of course, one is Irma and one is Michelle. That's 3. But where are the other 2? Remember I had written down that, I don't.
Yeah, I signed in early because I want to see how it's done.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But I had a screenshot. What did I do to remember who were the 4 people who needed it? I thought I had made a note. Maybe I didn't.
Diana?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I might have been one of those people, but after you and I talked, I've already
Oh.
got a time machine on OneDrive. I have
Okay.
two external hard drives.
Got it.
You thought I didn't need it, so I decided not to, so I'm good.
Okay, so then, okay, so maybe that was what happening. Okay, good. So then, Michelle and Irma, because Yolanda doesn't have hers to set it up. So Irma, what did you get? What hard drive do you have? Could
I
be.
have, well, let me get the package. It's a time machine for Mac,
Okay, cool.
2 TB.
3 terabytes, and it's a time machine set up for Mac already. Not time machine, a hard drive set up for Mac, so that'll be really simple. How about you, Michelle? What did you get? Or what do you have that you're gonna set up?
Yeah, it's a external solid state drive. It's 2 terabytes type C.
Mhm.
What else do you need to know about it?
Well, does it say anywhere that it's for Mac in particular, or does it say PC and Mac? Because usually it says Windows and Mac or something like that, just to know whether we need to reformat it or not.
Right, well, I searched for Mac, so I don't know, it doesn't say Mac specifically, so we
So-
might, yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. Let's go ahead and get it going, and just in the process, we'll find out if it's ready to go or not. Okay?
Okay, yep.
So here's the deal. Irma's will be so simple because it's ready to go for Mac, and yours might too, Michelle, but
Uh-huh.
for sure Irma says for Mac. So let's start with Irma. So
I have,
now, do you
when-
wanna, what's that?
if it's USB-C to USB-C, does that mean it's Mac?
No, no, no,
Oh,
no.
okay,
It's the same. It's whichever way it was formatted. And most hard drives out there in the world, 99% of them come formatted for Windows, and you just need to switch it to formatting for Mac. But a small percentage get sold ready formatted for Mac. The processing of formatting is really quick. So if it's one or the other, it doesn't matter. I just wanted to know, because if it's for Mac, it'll be just a plug and play. So Irma, do you want to share your screen so that we can, with the whole desktop, so that I can walk you through the process? Which, as I said, if it's ready for Mac, it'll be really simple. So don't plug anything in yet, just share your screen first.
All right. Hold on.
Okay, perfect. And we don't need this window anymore that says Zoom US, so you can just close
Okay.
it. Mhm. Perfect. Now, let's see.
Ooh,
You can open, it's beautiful. Open a Finder. No, you don't even need a Finder window. Open your, in fact, given that you have one ready for Mac, it might be as simple truly as plugging it in. So is it plugged into the wall right now? With power? Does it need power? Some of them need power, some don't. Does this
I
one have a?
don't know if it needs power.
Put it up to the camera. Put it up to the camera and show me what you're seeing. I'm not, the camera that I'm seeing you through is, pull it up higher, see, put it in front of the camera right now. I'm seeing a cable. Okay, a little bit to your left. To your left. I like move it. Yeah, up. There we go. And further back. Perfect. Now I see it. Yeah, no, that one does not need to be plugged into the wall. Cool.
Okay.
So that's great. So now just put it next to your computer and then plug it into the USB port. Do you have a laptop or a desktop?
It's a laptop. Let me hold on one second.
Mhm, yeah.
For some reason, it's not going in. Oh, there it is. Okay,
It's in? Okay. So
it's in.
we probably will see it pop in there. To see how it pops in on your desktop? Right there at the top, right? You see my passport for Mac?
Oh, there it is. Uh-huh.
There it is.
uh-huh.
Okay. So now when you double click on that for a second, so let's make sure. Okay, double click to open it up. Try again, double click. Oh, there it is. It's just that. Okay, so it does seem like it's both for Mac or for PC. See, that's installed for Windows and for Mac, but you said this one is called My Passport for Mac. So it should be ready
Yes.
to go. Now, when it's completely ready to go for Mac, it would have popped in asking, do you want to use it as a time machine? Since it didn't, I wonder if perchance it needs to be reformatted. But let me see. Michelle, meanwhile, can you do exactly the same thing? And then tell me the results? When you plug yours in, does it pop in onto your desktop? And since I can't see you, you need to speak to me to tell me what you're doing so I don't just kind of wait
Sure, sure, sure.
without.
Yeah.
Narrate your actions.
Here, I'll just put. I think you could probably see me now.
Okay, I can see you now, yeah.
Okay, so,
When you plugged it in, when you plug yours in, do you see a icon that appears on your desktop like it did for Irma?
so I'm using a USB-C to USB-C because that's what goes into my MacBook Air.
Uh-huh.
That's all there is, but that's not what came with it. I just borrowed this cord, so I hope that's the right thing, right?
I hope so. So your hard drives, the one that you bought or purchased, the end of it does not go into your computer, so you need to put it in that converter, you're saying? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fine, yeah. So plug it in, and once it's plugged in, it should pop in just like her. Since it's only two of you guys, I'm gonna try to do it parallel. When it's five, I have different issues, but let's just see if we can get both of you guys.
Oh, so I'm looking for my desktop.
Yeah, so if you have a lot of stuff on or open, clear it so that we can see your Finder window she has here and her desktop. And if you need to share with me in case something's not happening, I can stop her share and you can start yours. We'll just do yours one next to each other, so it should work.
Wait, did you say Finder?
Yeah, open a Finder window. Do you want to just share your screen to make sure that I
Oh,
can
sorry,
see
I
it?
thought it was, oh, good Lord.
No, I'm watching, I was looking at Irma's. Okay, now go ahead and share your screen so that I can make sure that everything is doing what it should be doing.
Okay,
Okay, so there you go. On the left side, you have something called Untitled, okay? And you see it on top on your desktop or on the left where it says locations, which are you too. If you scroll down on your window, you should see on the left side, click on Untitled. Go ahead and click on it. Yeah,
Double
click one more time, single click. And in yours, there is nothing, okay? And in Irma's, is some software supposedly to install it. All right, okay, so we're gonna do this. Both of you guys, I'm going to check to make sure that it's ready to go as a time machine. So what you need to do is go up to that near the apple. Go up to the apple and then go to the right and go to go. And then all the way down to utilities. You too, Irma, do you see that she's doing?
Yeah,
go up to go and then utilities. Okay, and now open your utilities.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Just if something's happening that's different than what I'm saying, please interrupt and just let me know. Did you find utilities, Emma?
Yes,
Okay, now, in utilities, start looking at by alphabetical order, go to the D to the disk utility. It's kind of midway-ish down. And
got it.
double click and open it up.
Okay,
Okay. Now, what you are seeing here, or at least what I'm seeing now is Michelle's, is that I am seeing it's pointing to your Macintosh hard drive, which you don't want to affect because it's your actual hard drive of your computer. But down there it says external and it says disk 4S1. You see that, Michelle? Select that one. On the left side, on the left side, yeah, just external. There we go. So this is your external volume and I can see already it's formatted for PC. So we're going to have to reformat yours. Let me check in a second with Irma. Did you find yours?
I did. My passport
what-
for Mac.
And it's, okay, so you hang on, hang on, yours, Irma, don't do anything first. Let me, before I want to see it before we do anything. Now, Michelle,
Yes.
go over to the white side of it and go to the top where it says first aid. See up there, those little icons? Yeah, go to the right and go and click on erase. And now let's call this one time machine. Mine I called TM, I don't know, time machine or whatever you want to call it. You can put the date or the time or nothing, just call it time machine as long as you know that's your time machine. And then what matters is underneath where it says format. Click on that. By the way, what computer do you have? It's a
MacBook Air.
MacBook Air. Is it new? Is it the chip, the ones with the chip? What kind is it? When did you buy it? Is it
Oh,
old?
bought it at the end of last year.
It's probably one of the ones with the new M1 chip, unless you bought it on a sale, because at that point we were selling both kinds. Okay, go down to the format where it says exFAT, click on that. And we're gonna choose macOS Extended Journal, the very top one. There you go, perfect. Click on that. And now you're gonna go down and say erase.
Did I, is the name of it what I put in there? Is that what I'm
It's gonna,
erasing?
no, you're gonna erase the hard drive that is formatted for Windows and you're reformatting it into a Mac format. That's all you're doing. The name is whatever you want to call your hard drive. Right now it's called Untitled. So you're gonna call it, I call mine TM, and sometimes I put a different date if I wanted, like one is starting at 2017, another one I said whatever it is. So just TM is good enough. So now hit erase, whatever you want to call it. That you can change the name later too. So if you're not stuck with that name, whatever you call it now, you call it. And then hit erase. So that's taken off the PC, the Windows formatting and reformatting it to be Mac, and which was just basically 2 clicks. When this is done, it'll be ready to go to be used as a time machine. Okay. So I'm going to stop your share because this might take a few more minutes, but it's going to be taking less time if you're not on Zoom. And now, Irma, can you share yours
Let's see.
so we can confirm what's up with you, or not with you, but with
Let me
you?
see if I can get
external
back.
hard
there.
drive. Yeah.
Shoot. Share. I'm not sure how to share. Oh, here.
You were sharing before.
Well, yes, but I don't know how to get back there. So I was going to try with my iPad.
Well, you need to share the one that has the thing that's installing. So it doesn't work to share with your iPad. You need to share,
Okay. So
right? Because I'm
let's
trying to
what-
see the utilities and stuff. So go to your Zoom on the dock and maybe do a right click and say show all windows. That might help if you've lost your tools.
Okay, so yeah, I did. So go on the
You're
dock.
looking for the share screen now.
Show Windows. Okay, got it.
And do you see anywhere the
Oops.
tools that say share screen now? You see me talking with at you? You see my
Mm,
face?
No, let me,
No. Yikes. Okay, so while you
yeah,
look
I don't
for
know.
me, let me continue then with Michelle a
Oh,
little bit.
here, I got it.
Oh, you got it. Okay, go for it.
Got it.
Where is it?
I don't know. She'll get there. There we go. All right, cool. So yours is already Mac OS Extended Journal. See how it says My Passport for Mac? And when you look at the name underneath, it says Mac OS Extended Journal, which is what which I just turned Michelle's into. Okay. So Michelle, did yours finish?
What do I click under to,
Did it finish? Did the process say done or something like that?
now I'm just looking at Irma's and I don't know how to get back to mine.
Oh, okay. All right.
Whoops.
So Irma's, yours is ready. So good. You can close the
Okay.
disk utilities and open your system preferences. I'm going to stop your sharing then, and then Michelle, share yours again.
I forget what, oh, crap.
I'm done showing Irma's. So now you
Yeah.
should just be seeing me, or if you're seeing the whole family, and now you share your screen. I know it's confusing. I'm going back and forth. Maybe I should have
No,
just
that's
done it with
okay.
one of you guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just
Right.
figured I could get to. All right, good. Oh,
oh,
it has failed. Okay, so then say done. And now you're sharing only this one window with me. So you need to go up to where it says you are sharing your screen and say new share, which is a big green button that says new share, and then choose the desktop. And then say share again.
um,
For anyone whom this isn't teaching them much, then you're welcome to sign out and come back in, I'd say in 15 minutes or something like that. By now, we need about a little bit more.
Diana,
Yeah,
why do I see on her, it says erase process?
yeah, because it didn't work. So I'm asking her to read here. Let me stop your share so you don't have to share it and share again. I need to see your entire desktop so that I can tell you how to work out of that process. So for some reason when she shares her screen, she has a harder time with, okay, your thing is not there. Did you unplug it maybe? Your hard
The-
drive is not there.
no, it's in.
It's not showing up in your utilities and it's not showing them up in your Finder. Can you, if it's not there at all, so can you unplug and plug it in again maybe? I don't know. Like I don't see it neither in this utility nor in the Finder where it should be. The disk attached was not readable. Go ahead and say initialized. Go down. And now go down to disk 461 on the left side again. Is this a new hard drive that you bought or is it a used
Yeah.
one that you're reformatting?
No, it's new.
Okay, click on disk 4S1 on the left, yeah. Because sometimes, okay, so let's do the process again. But this time I'm gonna say erase, go up to the top and say erase. Okay, now give it a name again. Then go choose the exFAT. Don't click erase yet. What we're going to do is go to the exFAT and choose again Mac OS Extended Journal, the top one. Yeah, there you go. And now wait, before you click erase, because I know that in the past when you share your screen, you have issues with the Zoom and all of that. I'm going to stop your share. The moment you're not sharing, click erase, just to make sure that this wasn't part of the problem. And turn off your video. Go turn off your video camera too, because I know that in the past with your video on, things were, so go down to your Zoom tools and turn off your video. So I'm going to stop your sharing. I've stopped it. Now turn your video off and then hit erase, because I know in the past there are issues there. So now that you are at the least possible connection with me, now hit erase and let's see if it makes a bit of a difference. And when you're done, tell me if it says that again, or if it goes through and tells you it's correct. Okay, so while you're doing that, okay, Irma. So
Okay.
now in your case, let me finish with you now because you're basically ready to go. If you want to share your screen again.
Okay. hold on.
Mhm. All right, cool. So now you're ready to go. You've got your system preferences open. So go to the word time machine. Bottom row of them all, round green kind of clock. To the right, two more.
Date and time.
Nope, two more to the right.
Oh, there
There
it
it is, time
Okay.
machine. Click on that one. All right, so it'll say, click on the left side where it says backup automatically. On the left side, click on that little check.
Mhm.
And then it'll ask which one. So go up and select passport for Mac at the very top. Very top. Just
How
select,
do I get rid of, I can't see it because the.
you have Zoom stuff in the way.
Yeah. how
Can
do I
you
get
grab us
rid of
from
it?
the black part of the Zoom and drag it out? Either that or say cancel, and then grab your whole, say cancel for a second,
Oops,
down,
I
you
got it,
can-
I got it, I need it.
and then move. Okay,
Okay,
if
so,
you've got it, then select my passport for Mac, click on that one. Good, and now say use disk on the bottom right,
oh, here.
bottom right. Keep going.
Okay,
Yep,
hold-
there
let
it
me-
is. Yeah. You can't move
Okay,
these.
it's not,
You can't. So just say cancel and let's just move the whole box, the whole system preferences box to the left. So hit your
Okay, so
escape
where do I
key, hit your
cancel?
escape key to
Escape?
cancel. Hit your escape key to
Okay.
cancel.
got it.
Now grab this whole system preferences window from the top, from where it says time machine at the very top, and drag it to the left where you can see the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah, no, not from there. That doesn't move it. Nuh-uh. Always from the name. Yeah, from there. Click right there. Oh, down again. Yeah, click there and move it to where you can see the whole thing. Can you see anything that, you see the whole thing now?
Yep,
Okay,
Yes, I
now
can.
go back to backup automatically. On the left side.
oh, here. Okay,
Yeah, and then choose my passport for Mac. Cool, and then say use disk on the bottom right.
okay.
And do you want to erase what's in there to use it for time machine? Yep, so say erase.
It's brand new though, so is there
Yeah.
anything in there?
No, but instead of being completely set up for the Mac only, it had some data in it that said, set this up to be a Mac or set this up to be a PC. See that software that we saw? So since there can be nothing on it, it had to erase it and start again. And there it is. It much quicker because it's all set up. So now it's working. There it is. So at this point, your new, see it says oldest backup available, none, latest backup, none, next backup, 105 seconds. So in about 105 seconds, I'm going to start the first backup. The first backup you ever do will take as long as it needs to back up everything that's on your computer. Okay, so now
Mhm.
don't unplug it until it's done. It could be anything for 20 minutes to 5 hours, depending on how much stuff you have in your computer.
Okay, so that, just leave that alone automatically. it'll
For
do-
now,
I
leave
don't
it
have-
alone.
Yes.
Later,
Okay.
I'm going to be teaching more people now about it all. And meanwhile, we'll be figuring it out. But right there, it says saying next backup. So in about 1 minute, it'll start backing up. Okay. And then just do
Okay.
nothing
Okay.
and then do nothing for now.
Can I close it?
I'm
Or
going to
no?
stop. You can close the
Okay.
time machine. This was some preferences. Yeah.
No.
Okay, you're done. So you're ready to go. Now we need to see what's happening with you, Michelle. Did it work or is it bad again?
I lost the page. Shit. Oh no, disk utility, right. No, it says it failed.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Normally, when you plug in new disks, they don't show up like yours did with the no name. They usually tell you the brand or something. So I was a bit surprised to see it pop in like that. I am wondering if it's only for PC. I don't know of any hard drive that's only for PC. You can always reformat them, but
Uh-huh.
I don't, can you put the box that it came in to the, like turn your camera on again and put the box that came in up to the camera
Sure.
to see if I can see?
Can you,
A little bit higher up, a little bit higher up and not so near because then it doesn't, yeah, move back. On the left, it does say Mac, doesn't it? Is that blue thing saying Mac? It says portable.
Says type C USB 3.1.
Oh, that's what's there. USB, and then on the other side, does it say anything about it? That's it? It's a solid state drive. It's possible. You know
It
what?
doesn't- it
I'm
doesn't say
wondering,
Mac.
I'm
Huh?
wondering if it's an SSD. It doesn't say, it's an external solid state drive. Let me do a quick Google to see if, because if it's a solid state drive and you probably have an M1 chip, let me do a quick Google and see if a different format is what it needs. So, time machine format, M1 chip, solid state drive. Let me see. It's a flash. What's the best format for 10? So let's see if you can, it didn't seem to show you the APFS. I'm wondering if it's a solid state drive, if it can't be reformatted. Um, Okay, go ahead and show me your share again, your screen, the disk utilities, because if it's a solid state drive, it seems like you should be able to reformat it. But there's another format, AFS, but it didn't give us that choice, and that's why I was confused. So say you, yeah, I'm gonna stop your share again. Because
Okay,
what
sure.
you need to do, start again, but this time choose your desktop to share your desktop. So when it says, when you do the first share screen, then go to the top left and choose desktop and then say the second share so that we can actually see your entire thing. That was just showing me the little window that said that it failed. Okay, so let's go ahead and say done to that because that's not working. All right, and now you need
Oh, it's
to,
not plugged in.
no, but each time it erases, it seems to unplug in her case. So you need to unplug it and plug it in again. It's like it ejects it when it doesn't. So plug it in again.
Okay,
All right, go ahead and say initialize. Initialize is it the same as reformatting it basically. So yeah, click on that because it says it's not ready for the. And now go down to external and click again on disk 4S1.
How
On
do
the
I
left,
get these off?
on the left side, on the yeah, on that
Oh.
one, yeah, down there, external.
double click or single?
Just single click to select it. And now let's go back to erase and let's look at what other, yeah, formats came up as options because I don't think we have, okay, go click on exFAT. Go down in the exFAT. Yeah, it doesn't give you the choice for AFS. So, okay, leave this window, go ahead and say cancel. Go down to say cancel. Go up to first aid. Click again. Yeah. Go ahead and run a first aid on it. Go ahead and say run just to make sure there's something. It has failed. It's like something looks like something's wrong with the hard drive. Because the first, this would tell us if something's wrong with it, and it says that it has failed. Yeah, is it returnable? Did you buy it in a way that's returnable?
Yeah, it was at Amazon.
Yeah, I have a bad feeling that something's wrong because everything we're doing should be working. And worst case scenario, you run a first aid. That's how you fix things, you guys. If you have a hard drive that's not working, you plug it in, you open this utility and run first aid on it, and it fixes things that are fixable. Go ahead and hear what it says, show details on the left. And click on that little arrow a little bit lower with your mouse. Yeah.
Whoa.
Main boot, yeah, operation failed, checking, repairing felt, well, it's already mounted. Yeah, it doesn't even mount the whole thing. Fails to open or repair failed. Say done. It's something, I think something's wrong. You might want to screenshot this or just say whenever you return it, say that that it's not working, that you tried to run a first date and it's not running. Go ahead and say done, that you're trying to reformat it and it's not working. It's not nothing that, I mean, it should basically what we've tried. Let me see one more thing. Let me try remote control. Let's see if is it asking you for a remote control? Please say yes. Okay,
Yes.
now go to the open system preferences. And then go to the lock way at the bottom left and click on the lock to make changes and then put in your password. Use password or touch ID, whatever you do. Put your thumb. There it is. Okay, and now click next to the word Zoom on up. Yeah. Okay, good. Now I'm going to request. Okay. So now don't move your mouse because I'm going to use your mouse now. So don't move it anymore. Okay, so I'm going to close this because we don't need this anymore. So this is me. And let me check. It says it's not even mounted. So you cannot even mount the disk.
I wonder if my,
It could be the cable or
cable? because this is my friend's cable. Like I said, it was USB-C needed to USB-C instead of,
could
the
be the
cable that-
adapter, because sometimes things get, if the cable is kinked or something. And there's no way to plug it directly into your computer, right?
no, because it has, it has the big one and my Mac
Yeah,
Air has. the-
Doesn't have it. Well, that's something that you're gonna need because every single thing in the world comes with a USB and the Mac Airs don't. So it's something you're gonna have to buy is a little adapter and
Right.
in order for it to sit and run for a while, it would have to stay on. And so let me see what it could run. Adapter USB-C to USB-C. USB to USB-C. What can it cost? I don't even have Amazon open, but yeah, we're talking anything from, I'm going to stop your share right now.
Okay,
Yeah, go ahead and say eject because this is just gonna, and then close this because you don't want to get into any trouble with your real hard drive. Yeah, I'm gonna stop your sharing and I'm gonna share my screen for a second here, you guys. So I just did a quick Google search. That's it. I'm not even in Amazon, and you can get a small little thing like that, which is what I think Dorothy said she got, which $6.99, $7.99. So these things are not expensive. And I'm talking to you, Yolanda, when the guy was like, "Oh, we don't have anything for $12." I don't know what he was thinking that you were asking for, but clearly he didn't know his answers because that's just a quick search. This is what you come up with. So now the longer the cable that connects them, which is the one that you have, maybe it's more expensive, but you don't necessarily need such a long cable from what you were showing me. But you might want to have a bit of a cable so it can rest easily on a surface or something. But that's all you really need, okay? So you just need something that on the one hand has the round-ish plug, and the other hand, it has a squarish plug. That's really what you need. So, and in order to keep it connected to your computer, you're gonna have to own that thing, right?
Yeah,
So it's not like a huge expensive thing. And so you might want to try that first and before you return this thing, as long as you're within the time to return it, because maybe it's just the connector that's not working, okay?
oh, okay,
And then we can just do that reformatting thing. If not, it just might be that you got a bad hard drive. I don't know. Repairing it, and then I went to the mount and I tried to unmount it and it says no, it's not mountable, and every time it says it fails, it unmounts. All of that is weird. All of that is not normal behavior. So I'm going to say that if it's not the hard drive, it's the cable. All right,
okay,
so sorry, but you're gonna have to watch the rest of this because
yeah.
can't do anything about it. So
One
what's up?
One question, when you were showing that thing where you have to plug in your computer, in my case, I only have 2 holes. So when I plug it in, I will have to remove my my mouse because I only have 2 holes. So if I had to plug
Well,
it,
are you're
That's
using both of your holes right now? Both of
yeah,
your,
but
okay.
my question was, is it true that for the time machine to back up, I only need 10 minutes and then I could plug it out again?
There
Yeah,
you go.
but look,
There you go.
look at the other thing that I just added. I added the word hub to the request.
Okay.
And a hub gives you a plug that gives you then 4 holes, so to say, 4 options. Or you can have plugs with 5 or 6. And again, these are showing up a little bit more expensive, but for 20 bucks, you can get a good one. I don't know, let me go to Amazon.
Actually,
Duck.
that's what one thing he
Um,
knows. He said, for you to get it cheaper, then you have to go to Amazon. He did say that.
USB-C hub. So basically write this down, USB adapter to USB-C. So that's what we're trying to do. Okay. And then I put the word hub. So I'm going to put this here in the chat. Hi, Doug. Join us. I'm going to put this here in the chat and then I'm going to hit return. And so now here is, so here's for $18, $14. Okay. So it's a bit more expensive than just the little adapter itself, but there we go. 13, 11, you know, so you don't have to go, here's an 11, you know, Syntec Amazon's
$11.
choice for $11. Okay. So this will, you plug this into your computer and that uses up one of your holes that you're calling it. And then you get 4 out of that and you can plug into there. See what I mean? Now, there's hubs with many more. I have hubs with 12 and 17, yeah, but all you need, so you see, there's a ton of choices. Look, here's one that's $6.99. Anyway, so that's what you would have to do, Yolanda, so that you can keep using on the one hole you plug in your time machine, on the other one you plug in your mouse or whatever else you want to plug in. You have a lot of other options. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Because right now what you're saying is you have one for your mouse and the other one, what do you use it for?
For the charger, for charging my laptop.
For charging your laptop. Okay. So then this gives you a couple of different choices, but there's also,
Actually,
instead of an adapt-
they have that 4 thing at the Best Buy, a little bit more expensive. However, his question to me was, why do you need 4 hubs for? What do you need the 4 holes for? You know,
yeah.
and that's what irritated me, and I left the store.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Like I'm going to this little sample here where it says multi-port adapter. Like if you don't want just one or the other, this is an ad, right? But this is an example of one that each hole is a different kind. So one is an HDMI and you can plug in HDMI if you're connecting to a TV or to another monitor. Another is for the camera card. Another is for USB. Another is for USB-C. So this is the other thing you can get. Instead of just getting a hub for only USBs, you get one that lets you plug in multiple different options. And I had one of those here. I don't know where I put it. Because I'm not using that laptop anymore. I probably gave it back to my son. But anyway, so that same hub, instead of having 3 of the same holes, you could have it also have an HDMI and something like that. And again, and that might cost. So then you have different choices. You see here, you're connecting a different monitor and you're connecting a USB, you're connecting your mouse or stuff. So there's, that would be a multi-port adapter.
Would that
And then
also-
look at this one here. Look at how many ports this one has all around, and it's $25, right? So instead of only USB adapters, this one gives you USBs, cards, SIM cards, USB-Cs, you know, the whole shebang. So if you want to be able to plug in other kinds of things at some point into your computer, then you can do that. Or you can just have a simple little 3 USB port and 1 USB-C is what this is, right? So the little round one is the USB-C and the square ones are the USBs. And you just move it in which way you want. All right,
Plugging those in a laptop, do they overload or overwork the laptop? with
no,
Too many hubs, okay,
no,
thank you.
not at all. Not at all. So this one's a little video showing you then the Ethernet, you just plug many different things in, but all goes into one plug. So here you have all the different things that you plug into. Okay, so no, not at all. Oh, Tracy was trying to get in and I wasn't letting her in. Okay, so that would be what both Yoli and now Michelle need to get. And then Michelle, get it relatively soon so that you can try it before your hard drive runs out of the timing in which you can return it in case it was the hard drive all along. Okay, and then you get a hard drive.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right. Okay, cool. So now that said, anyone who has a newish computer, when I say newish, the last 3 years, 4 years, I can't remember. The laptops came with only USB-C ports. So you know what I'm talking about. If that's you, when you look on the side, there's only 2 ports, which is very few. Like Yolanda saying, yikes, there's only 2. And they are the roundish kind. That's the USB-C, not round, but they're oval with round edges instead of squares, okay? That's what happened. I don't know when they switched to that, but I'd say maybe 4 years ago that everything you bought that was a laptop came with only those choices. So then everyone was stuck with having to buy adapter. So here's one that I had shown you the other day, where this is 1 to 3 of, this is 1 to 3 of USB-Cs, USB 3, that's it, that's all this is. But then I had another one that had all the other ports that I don't seem to have here to show you. And it's kind of like part and parcel. If you want to attach anything to your computer, you kind of have to buy an adapter because there was so little. Now, the newest laptops that they started putting out at the end of last year, they figured out that that was really bad idea. So now they come with more ports and they bring different versions. I don't remember how much they come in with right now. Brad, you're always up to date on the newest computers. Do you know how many ports they bring in now? Back to 4 maybe, or versions? I don't know.
I have a quick question back to you. Going to your
Yeah.
Mac Mechanic friends, does
Uh-huh.
Mac Mechanic carry in the store a
Uh-huh.
lot of these accessories? They used to.
Someone told me they bought their external hard drive from them. I'm pretty sure that if they sell the laptops, that they would sell these adapters as well. Yes. Mhm.
Okay, so someone like Yolanda, it
Mhm.
seems to me, is better off going to Mac Mechanic than
Yeah.
Best Buy, because you're talking to somebody
Yeah.
who knows how
completely.
to help her.
Yeah, and she said she was going to go to Apple, but she didn't have time. But here's Apple. If you go to Apple, USB-C to USB adapter, it costs $19. If you go online, it might cost you, $7 or $8. It won't be the Apple version, so it might work as well or not as well. Who knows? But that's what you would buy if you're going to Apple. But Apple doesn't have, believe it or not, doesn't have as many choices.
They don't.
So they might not have the multi adapter, right? I'm trying to see a USB-C digital AV. So this one, which is much more expensive, is showing you, this is $69 at Apple, and it has, that's a USB-C port, that's an HDMI, and this is a USB. The square one, the round one, and the HDMI. This that I just showed you for $25, you have some with more ports on Amazon, and here the Apple one is $69. Okay, so yeah, there's a reason why also not to get it from Apple. I don't think Mac Mechanic has Apple stuff, so I doubt they'd have cheaper ones. I don't know if they have not off brand, but other brands. I don't know if Mac Mechanic carries other brands, meaning I know they do Macs only for Macs, but since now they're all, by the way, Mac Mechanic is also fixing PCs now. They have like a sub company on the side that now is part of their company that does PCs. So yeah, they might have adapters of different kinds. I don't know what to say anymore, but this is, Apple doesn't sell much varieties. It sells theirs, period. So, if you want to spend $69 on it or $19 or try to find it,
I would have been
yeah,
looking.
right, these things that I told you. So up top on top, I had said USB adapter to USB-C hub, which is the name, you know, USB to a USB-C. That's one thing you can do. Or this is it. This is what you need. USB-C to USB adapter, which is what I wrote above. Or you can have like a multi-port adapter to USB-C. Okay, so that's the other thing you would probably need, which is this example where you have different types of plugs to plug in, which is this idea that one plug with more versions, or the non-Mac versions would be this, where you have different kinds. So here for 25, you have 7 types of plugs in there. All right, okay, enough with purchasing stuff. Let's continue with, but it's no, but yeah, Mac Mechanic, I don't know. Call them and find out that question. Just say, do you guys sell USB adapters that are not Apple? Because I know the Apple ones are really expensive, and they might go, oh, but they're so much better, it's worth it. In which case you buy it anyway, or you say, oh, okay, thank you, and you go look for it on Amazon or on. So copy this, what I wrote down. I wrote down in the chat. I said USB to USB-C adapter. If you want, that is just the one little piece. If you say a hub, it'll come with 2 or 3. Okay. So when you say a hub, it's like a power strip for electricity. It gives you one plug-in to 3, 4, 7, however many you want. That's a hub. So if you want an adapter only, it's just one little bit. You want a hub, it gives you 2 or 3 spots. And if you want those spots to plug in to be more than just USB, then you ask for a multi-port adapter. And then, for example, my laptop, we connect with the HDMI cable. We connect it to my TV. It's an old laptop. It's a 2011. My laptop is, I've never bought one after that. And it's a 2011, and I plug it into our TV. We don't have TV, like cable. And we just go online and search for Netflix or movies or whatever we want. And then it plays on our TV because we connect it with that little HDMI cable to our laptop, which is an old laptop, and it works perfectly fine as our entertainment hub. Okay. And that's because I had a multi-port adapter, meaning I can plug in an HDMI to it. But a lot of the older laptops had an HDMI plug, and the new ones have it again. But that in between, the last 3 or 4 years, they just come with 2 little USB-Cs, and that's it. And everyone's like having to carry cables and adapters all over the place, which is the concern people had the last few years. And so now they're fixing it. But yeah. Okay, guys. So now we have everyone who's here today now has their time machines up and running, except for these these adapters that we just talked about that didn't work. So now when I'm going to share my system preferences, if you go to your system preferences, when it's down to the beginning, down here, you see the time machine. When you click on that, you should see here the name of your time machine. So I have a couple because I have different time machines for different parts of my computer, but I have only one here, SPCC time machine, which is the one that I'm using for this computer, for my SPCC, the one I share with you guys. Okay. And it tells you here when the last backups were and when it started. So the whole thing started in April 8th, 2022. So it's not much backups that I have in here. And the latest one was today at 1:52 p.m. Okay. Now notice here that it says that as long as it's plugged in, and then it'll keep checking in hourly for the past 24 hours, and it'll keep a record of everything. If you had it plugged in for 24 hours, you'll have records hour per hour, one for the last day. And then after that, it just goes back to only once a day backup for the last month. So say today today's August 1st. So if I go back now to July, I could find one backup as long as my computer was plugged in and the time machine was plugged in the whole time. I could find one per day for the past month, right? So I could go back to July 7th, July 20th, July 14th, July 1st. As soon as we go back to the month before that, June, then I get 1 week. So I have 4 backups for June, 4 backups for May, 4 backups for April. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It kind of starts condensing them because you don't need, by then it assumes that either you recovered it or not. And then it stays that way, giving you 4 backups per month for all year or years until your disk becomes full. When it becomes full, they start deleting the oldest backups. Okay. So mine, last time machine that I had set up I had one set up since 2017. At one point I changed computers, changed machines. I didn't change the name on it. So it's still called 2017. But if you notice, my latest backup on it is September 2020. So now we're in soon September 2022. So I have 2 years of backups on that one. Does that make sense? That I can go back to if I ever need. This one was set up in May 2022. So there's only however many months since July. Okay. So you don't need to touch it anymore. All you need to do is make sure this is clipped on. So in case it's not, go ahead and check it, right? And once it's checked, you basically don't ever need to come back to this place. You can just leave it, forget it, right? And what you do from now on, you handle from, let me share my entire screen now. And from now on, instead of dealing it, that's the setup. From now on, you deal with it from this part of your computer. Let me put the little spotlight on. And so up here at the top where you have all these little choices to turn on, one of them is that little backwards arrow. See this icon that has the backwards clock? That's it. So you click over there, and with this closed, you don't look at that anymore. From now on, if you ever want to check on your time machine, you can see it'll tell you what the latest backup was today at 1:52. And then if you open time machine preferences, what it's going to open up? It's going to open up the place we were just in, which, as I said, you really don't need to see unless something's not working and you need to make sure or something like that. So like mine, this one is unplugged right now. So the computer's warning me, hey, I can't find it. If I click on it, it'll say, you couldn't complete the backup. The backup disk could not be found. Well, I have it unplugged. That's why I can't find it. So it's warning me. Okay. So this isn't needed. If I go back up here, I have two choices. I can force it to back up now, because maybe I'm about to do a big upgrade to my computer. So I want it to back up right before I do a final upgrade. And maybe I can say that this was an hour ago. So I want it to happen right now. The next one is going to happen in an hour from 1:52. So it'll happen at 2:52, but it's 2:31. So I'm in between backups. See that? I'm like half an hour in or something. So if I want to force it to back up now, I could do that. Other than that, the only other thing I can do from here is to enter my time machine. Now I'm going to do that, but I want to warn you that when I do this online, this is when things get a little bit funky. So hopefully it'll work. Otherwise, you do it on your own and watch what happens to you. And I'll do it on mine, because Zoom doesn't seem to know much how to share this, and it gets a little bit weird. I'm going to enter my time machine. Now, why would I enter my time machine? It's if I want to recover something from this time machine. The whole point of a time machine, it's a backup, right? Are you guys seeing my time machine? Is it sharing itself?
Yes,
Okay. If so, cross our fingers, all will go well. What it's showing me is today. See over here, it says today. That's what it's showing. So this is exactly how my computer looks like today. If I check here on my desktop, this is what's on my desktop today. If I check on my documents, this is what's in my desktop, my documents today, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So now, if I want to go back in time to save something that I know I just got rid of 2 weeks ago or something, I can go over here to the right where I have this calendar, and I can say, well, can I go see, and I'm going to back up to whatever I had, I don't know, yesterday. So at first it's now, today, yesterday, July, June, May, and April. Mine started over there. So it doesn't, even though those dates are there, I don't have, my whole thing started in April.
excuse me,
So-
Diana.
Yeah.
On the screen, it's jumping all over the place.
Oh,
And for somebody who doesn't know what they're doing here,
uh-oh. So that's what I said. When I share this, it's very confusing.
Yeah, it's still helpful.
So do your best, and then I'll stop sharing. It never shares too well, but watch. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to head over here to May, right? On the far right, Do you see a calendar on the far right, you guys?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to, now it's not popping up. I'm going to cancel again and try again. Nope. I can't cancel out. Arr. Time machine messes up with Zoom, doesn't like it. And now I was about to click on a date, but then it froze on me. Not good. I can't even escape out of it. Hello. It's frozen. I'm gonna, it's not working. Yeah, this is the problem with, I disconnected it. So it's looking like crazy for stuff and it went out. Okay, so that you shouldn't technically do, but I had to get out of that mode because it wasn't working. I have found for some reason and I have you see, City College gave me a pretty old hard drive to use to teach. It's a very old and clunky one. I'm wondering if that might be part of why it doesn't work. Does someone else want to try to share their time machine to see if we can make it work on theirs? You basically need to share your screen and then click on enter time machine.
I'll give it a try.
You'll give it a try, Rod. Okay, so first share your screen.
Okay.
Okay, close this window because we don't need it, and close anything else that you have. So go up to the top and go ahead and say command quit or
Wait a minute. You want me to go where? What are we
the
doing?
whole, this wipe, just close, say command Q to get rid of this Safari or whatever. Click for first just to make it work. Click. Good. You don't want to pick Zoom. So click on what you're seeing right now. Click. Huh. I'm trying to get you to, is it Safari or is
Oh.
it Chrome? Whatever this is. You gotta
It's Zoom is what I'm in.
No, it's not Zoom. No, this is your internet. This is Safari. I know it looks like it's Zoom, but this is your application. This is either, you know, what it's your browser, whatever browser you use. So go and quit from the left side. Yeah. So that's Safari. Yeah. So go quit your Safari. This window opens up to open up, but see, you didn't quit Safari. You only closed the window. So see how at the top left it still says Safari. So go
Oh,
up to the
okay,
word
yeah.
Safari and say quit.
And quit Safari.
And then if you have anything else open that's running other than Zoom, turn it off just to, I see Q over there is on. I see a little red Q middle on the way down.
Mail
There's-
is,
Okay, so I think right, yeah, right click on mail. No, you don't need to force quit, Wait,
I'm just trying to
wait.
close these.
No, stop. Thank you for doing that. Rod, never. Force quit is not where you should quit things from. I'm so glad you showed this. When you force quit, it's like suddenly you pull the tires out of your car to get it to stop is about to crash, right? You're like hurting. So don't do that. You can quit correctly. Forcing quitting is when something is frozen, when it's not responding, okay? So go to your dock again. I'm so glad I saw this, so I can stop you because then that ultimately hurts stuff. Right click on the little icon that says mail, right click, and then go down to quit down there. That's a normal quit. That's the procedure. It'll take a little bit of time. Now don't click Zoom. But right under that, there's something red. Yeah, right click, it's quicken, quit there. Okay, and you have a few more things open down there. I see, I think it's FaceTime maybe, or messages or something a bit lower, 2 more.
That could very, yeah.
That one, right
messages.
click and quit there. I'm just saying so that we can have more of it. And you have Spotify open, go all the way down to the green round thing. Yeah, right click in there and you have Acrobat open. So when you have a lot of things open and we're trying to do this time machine thing, so I'm trying to, so go back and get rid of Acrobat too. And to the left, it was way down there by Spotify.
Oh, this one here.
Yeah, right click and put that. All right, so now everything that was on, and I could tell it was on white because it had a little dot, remember? Teensy little dot. Okay, so now you're as closed up as you can be. Head up to the top and go into your time machine icon at the top right of your computer. Top right, far right. Yep. Go to the little time machine icon, click on that. Yep. And now say enter time machine. And let's hope for the best.
Now,
takes
do
a
you
li-
plug it in
takes-
before you enter or after you enter?
No, you have
It's-
to have it always plugged in. You need to have your hard drive connected or it won't.
Okay.
Is it going or not?
It's gonna take a sec. I've got the beach ball running because the process is
Yeah.
taking a second to catch
Yeah.
up with it. But
Mhm.
it'll stop pretty soon because I have,
It might not because you're on Zoom and that's the problem. It's hard to show, but
oh.
everyone else, have you entered your time machine? If you have, we might not be able to show it. I might have to walk you through it.
Oh, come on, computer.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Oh, there
on
it
mine.
goes. There it
Let's
goes.
see.
Okay,
Okay, let's
now,
see.
now my time is,
Now your time machine is gonna start and it might get all like broken up or it might,
no, it's okay. It's showing time
it's
machine.
showing for you. For us, it's showing broken up. But it's showing up enough that this might work. So see on the far right of the screen that he's showing, put your mouse on the far right, like touch the edge of far right, far right. Keep going to the right, keep going to the right of you, and then type your entire screen, far right, far right. There you go. On the far right there, where he's pointing to, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a calendar there.
How do I get rid of the participants? Go
You
to,
can make it small by going to the very top of the thing and clicking on that little box there. and
okay,
making
there
it
we
just-
go.
there
All
we go.
right, now.
Okay, so see how he's touching? It's jumping about a bit, but see how he's touching on a date way in the past? I can't read the date, it's too small. But you can move your mouse up and down on the far right and choose the date. Okay, so everyone, you can't do your own time machine and watch, so watch. So choose something in the
Come on, I'm
past.
trying- Oh, it's, come on, I'm trying to, okay, I
Yeah, this
want,
is where this is when mine froze. So go to some date in the past. I don't know how long you've had your time machine, but
this one's been a while. I mean, this one's, I'm just trying to get to 22.
okay,
Don't-
it doesn't matter. Go to the old one. I don't care. Go to the old one. The whole point is go to anything. Yeah, click on that and tell us what date that's supposed to click on that. Just
It's
go for
March
something.
25th, 2020.
Okay, click on that one. Click on that date. All right. So what's happening right now is that on the left side in the middle, now we're looking at his computer. Can you point to the date right there? We went to March 2020 on his hard drive. He's gone back in time truly to see what was on his computer in March something of 2020. So now this is his Finder. We're seeing it really weird on the share, but this is his Finder window. Go ahead and click on like your documents or on your downloads or something on March 2020. So in the Finder window, click on that. And what we should see,
Oh, I've got a, the loading is taking a
yeah,
second.
it's taking
again.
forever. You know what? I'm gonna
I
stop
don't know
your
why.
share.
I'm running 44 gigs of RAM on this thing.
Yeah, I think it's Zoom's limitation. I really think Zoom is what's limiting it here because I'm running a ton of RAM on mine too, but it's not, yeah. So you know what? I'm gonna stop your share. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Rod. If it doesn't work on your computer, which is powerful, and mine, then it's not gonna work to share. So you guys, I'm no one's sharing anymore. I want you guys to enter your time machine and tell me what's happening there. You'll probably stop seeing me. You'll probably stop seeing everyone. You should just see your screen taken over completely by these windows. And if that's happening, you're gonna have to speak up because you can't probably see me or turn on your yeses or not. Is everyone seeing the inside of their time machine? Like you see the
Yeah.
calendar? A
Yes.
couple, okay, I got a couple of yeses. I got one from Sharon. I got some people who are able to still say yes on their greens, Julie. Okay. I'm gonna trust Irma, you still probably can't do it because you're still doing your first backup, right? I can't hear you, but
The backup finished, but
Oh,
I can't go back any further than today.
yeah.
That's because it's today.
Yeah, but you've entered time machine, even though yours has no history. It started today.
Yeah.
As of today, this is the furthest back you'll be able to go, okay? Because you just started it. All right, so then, for those of you who have a bit more history, you can go back either day by day on the two little arrows that show up to the right of your window. Or you can go all the way to the far right side where Rod was trying to show and choose a date and time a month or 2 ago or 3, or if you have years, and choose an older date. That is a snapshot of your computer at that time, right? Now, okay, great. Now, on the middle window, you can choose to see on a Finder window, your desktop at the date of like March 20th. You can see your documents on March 20th. You can see your desktop, your downloads. You can see as much as you can see before anything on today, you can see on that date by clicking on that in the Finder window. Is that working, you guys? Okay.
No, all I see is I see a page, but I don't see my Finder window. I see desktop.
You see what?
I see the desktop page
Okay, are you seeing the desktop from
from like July 11th.
July 11th?
Yeah, where do I find the Finder window? I don't
Well-
see an icon for that.
You should, normally my time machine opens up showing me a Finder window, but maybe because I had a Finder window open, say exit, go down and say cancel on your
Okay,
events, go open a Finder window and then enter time machine again, and then you'll have a time machine for July 10th or whatever.
okay, I have desktop local. Where do I find my Finder window?
Okay, did you leave time machine? Say cancel, go to the, if you were inside of your
I
enter
did,
your time machine, say
yeah,
cancel. Okay,
I
so
did.
Finder window you opened by your dock, go and click on one of the little half blue, half smiley faces and open a Finder window that way.
Diana,
Okay, yeah, I have the,
Once you have a Finder window open, now go up and enter time machine again from the top right, and then you should see that time window, that window backed up to July 11th. Yes, Yolanda?
yeah, so my time machine is still on the icon on the top, the menu, but but as I said, it became, I kept lasting like, I haven't backed up in like 70 days.
Yeah.
I entered now, as you said, and something else came different, like I'm seeing the new things that I opened, like my email, but it's not like I had the one I had before I changed the router from the Apple thing, and then this one.
Yeah, if
Right.
it's not, I can't do them. Yeah, if yours stop working, you're gonna see what you have. Now, I wanted to say something like the other day. Let me back up. What you can do when you go backwards in time is you can recover something that's missing. So for example, right now I'm having you guys go to the Finder window. So say that 2 weeks ago you lost some files and you think you might have trashed them. You can go back to 2 weeks before, and if they were in your documents folder, go to that spot and there they will be. So if you find something, then you can select it, that thing that was missing. So I want you guys to go find something. It doesn't matter. You'll end up duplicating it because you didn't lose anything. Go click on a file. And once you click on a file from 2 weeks ago or 2 months ago, then at the bottom, you will see that the choice will say recover. So now don't get a whole folder full of a ton of stuff. Just get one little file just to test this.
That word recover, but I really want, once I trust something, I really want it trust and not to be in my time machine, you know?
Yeah, no, if you trashed it, you didn't, let me go back to your question in a minute, but no, if you trashed it, the whole point of the time machine is in case you trashed it, right? You can still find it. So what you're asking for is the opposite of what time machine does, right? What you're asking for is for what the cloud does. The iCloud, if you trash it, it's fully trashed. The time machine saves you from when something that you did not want to trash got trashed. So you can't eliminate that stuff, right? Because your whole point is you're trying to recover from a mistake where you by mistake trashed a whole bunch of precious photos or precious files, or you've been writing a novel for 4 years and then suddenly you go back and hi, I lost 3 chapters. How happened? How did you lose those 3 chapters? Well, who knows? But you can go back to the document 2 days ago where you still had your 3 chapters and you recover it. Okay, so that's the whole point of Time Machine. So no, you can't not have what you trashed. Perfect example is in my contest. So now we're looking at a Finder, and that's why we're going back in a Finder. But in my case, I lost a contact, an important contact. I was playing around with contacts the other day, trying to merge, duplicate stuff that I was trying to show you guys because I couldn't see how come 2 weren't merging, and that's because I discovered the 2 different accounts. But I didn't notice in the midst of that, I lost actually a real contact. I was doing that with my real contacts, not with this one that I show you here. So I opened up my contacts, and then I went to Time Machine, enter Time Machine, and so then my contacts backed up till last week before I had messed around, and I was able to recover that contact. Does that make sense, you guys? It's not just for the Finder or for files, it's for other stuff. So I went into the contacts and recovered the state in which my contacts were a week ago, and there was this person's contact, and I was able to recover that contact. So that's the whole goal of Time Machine, is to help, that's one of the goals, is to help you be able to retrieve stuff that was mistakenly misplaced or completely trashed. And that's how you do it. Select something, hit recover, and when you say then, okay, done, end time or restore, thank you, not recover. Thank you so much, Alan, for writing that. It says restore. I'm not in mine, so I didn't see that. It doesn't say recover, it says restore, okay? It restores it back into the place it was supposed to be. So if you took it from your documents, it'll go back into your documents. If you took it from your desktop, it'll go back into your desktop. If you took it from your downloads, it'll go back to your downloads. It really restores it back to where it used to be. Okay? So what I do usually to show this, and I'm gonna do it without sharing the Zoom part of it, okay? But I'm gonna go to my desktop. I'm gonna share it you guys my desktop right now. So watch, this is my Finder window. Here's what I have on my desktop. I'm going to make a little quick screenshot of it in case we later forget, but looks like I have 11 items. Oh, here, 11 items. I have 1, 2, 3, 12, because I just took a screenshot, so I went to my desktop. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screenshots, and then I have 4 videos. Okay, so that's all the stuff that's on my desktop. So now what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to delete all these screenshots. Okay, I'm going to get rid of them right now. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to move them to the trash. I just moved them to the trash. Right now at 2:52 p.m. I've put a lot of stuff in the trash, and worst of all, I'm about to go empty my trash. Okay, so I'm going to share my entire window now, and I'm going to go here and I'm going to empty my trash, and I can do it from trash. I can go up here and I can say Finder empty trash, right? So I'm going to empty my trash. Done. I've emptied my trash, right? So my trash now is empty. I cannot recover them myself. And when I think about it, I go, oh, darn it. I really wanted all those screenshots. For some reason or another, I made a mistake. I didn't want them gone. So right now, my desktop is in the cloud. Will I find them in the cloud?
No,
No, because I deleted them from my computer. It's equivalent to having deleted them from the cloud. Thus, they're deleted from my phone and my iPad. You get that, right? That's why the iCloud is not really a backup as the way Time Machine is. Because if you delete it in one place, it deletes in the other. It is a mirror backup. It does exactly what you do in one place or another. That is a backup. But it is not a Time Machine backup in that you can't recover from your mistakes. But what I'm going to do instead, I mean, you saw my trash is empty. Look at my trash. It's totally empty. Those screenshots are gone. But guess what? At 1:32 or something like that, I had a Time Machine had checked and scanned my computer, right? So I'm going to go ahead, I'm gonna try to do it on Zoom, but I don't know if it's gonna work. I'm gonna enter my time machine. Let's hope it works, but I don't know. And I'm gonna go back here from today. I'm gonna go back to my first,
Yeah.
to my backup from, there it is, today at 2:51 p.m. There they are. See my screenshots, you guys?
Yeah,
So I'm gonna select them all. And I'm gonna restore them. Click restore. And boom. Here's my computer. They've been restored. That's not too impressive because I just lost them, but I could have done this to something that I lost a year ago or 2 years ago as well. Does that make sense?
yes.
Or last month. I just backed up in time. I didn't want to push my Zoom too much, so I went back just an hour ago, and there they were, and I just recovered them.
Diana,
Yes.
so my Apple filters and automatically bring to the junk file. And so I would also visit the junk file and delete them. I don't want them. Some of them are so dirty and I'm so tired. So, I don't want them. I don't want to see them again. So if,
Okay, but you don't need, okay, I get your point. You would rather not have all the stuff that's in your mail remembered, but guess what? How you don't see them, you've trashed them. In real life, you don't see them. If you were ever to go into your time machine and go into your email, so you'd have to go open your email. Okay, so I'm gonna open my email. Then you'd have to go in, and let's hope it works. I'm gonna go into my time machine, enter time machine, and then I can go and see my email from, say, 3 days ago, and I don't know if it'll work. So this is my
No.
time machine from yesterday. Is it not working?
No,
it's
So here
working, but it's jumping.
Yeah. So say that I were to go to this box from yesterday before you trashed all your junk and restore them, then you would see them again. But other than that, there'd be no reason for you ever to see them again. Because why would you do that? They're basically gone from your real life. The only time you enter time machine is when you need to recover something you want. So
Okay.
maybe in the midst of all the junk that you deleted, maybe you deleted something really important. And so you go into that junk from a week ago when you did the cleanup and you go, oh my God, here's that one that I wanted. You select that one and you pull it up again and you bring it in again. But that's the only time you'd ever see all that stuff because you have junked it. And I mean, I enter my time machine maybe once a year. I had a lot of issues with my computer at the beginning of this year, and I had to go in and restore some stuff. And so I went in and got that, or the other day, the contact. So maybe in the last 2 years, I've gone in twice. So it's not like you need to see the stuff you've trashed, but it's there in case you do trash something important. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yes.
You cannot delete what's in your time machine. If, on the other hand, you truly don't even want it to be registered, there is a way to do that where, and now I am going to share just my system preferences. You go into your time machine and it has a thing called options. You go to options and it says, what do you not want your computer to remember, right? So you can click on stuff here and tell it what you don't want to remember. So you can say plus, and you can tell it, do not go and remember my mail. No, mail is automatic. You can't even do that. Mail is automatic. It does it. Yeah, I can't even exclude that. It's not letting me. Because you could select something and say exclude. Don't remember that, but it's not even letting me do that. So it'll remember by default what's in your mail because that's its whole point. That's its whole reason to exist. The second reason to exist is, and this is the most important one, ultimately, because if your computer does die, which it can happen any minute, you guys, tomorrow you try to turn on your computer, it's dead. It'll just happen. Boom, it'll die. Like you would not even know. Then you can use your time machine to recover your entire computer, which is not the same as the cloud. Not the same as the cloud. Like you would actually start your computer, fix it, take it to the Mac mechanic, take it to Apple, or if it's not fixable, you go buy a new computer and you plug in your time machine and it'll say, do you want to reset the computer from your time machine? You say, yes. You walk away. When you come back, your computer is exactly the way it was the moment it died. Or if you know your computer was malfunctioning, and this is the good news about it being a time machine, if it died not because it cracked on the floor, but if it died because weird stuff was happening and it started happening and you know that a week ago it was perfect, you go back in history to the time machine and you recover from 5 days ago. You recover everything from 5 days ago, and then whatever weird stuff might have been happening doesn't get copied onto your new computer. Okay? And it resets everything to 5 days ago, which 5 days ago, all that junk was already trashed, Yolanda, so you wouldn't be seeing all that trash. Or anything that's emptied in your folder is gone, you wouldn't be seeing that. But if you ever go back down to a year ago, on the day that that email arrived, yeah, that email will be there. But you'll never see it unless you go looking for it. Does that make sense, you guys?
Mhm.
The whole point of the time machine. So the biggest reason you want it is in case your computer dies. That's like the big overarching reason. And it saves everything versus the cloud, as we've shown you before, only saves the things that are part of the cloud. If you had them turned on, remember those of you who have things turned off all over the place? If your computer dies, all that stuff dies as well. So if you had your reminders, your notes, your contacts turned off here, when you recover your computer from the cloud, which you can do, it only remembers the things where you had the check marks turned on. So if you did not have, say, your contacts turned on, and you recover your computer using the cloud information, then you will have lost all your contacts.
Diana?
Wait, before you finish a question, let me finish this whole thought for a second, Yolanda. So does that make sense? If this is turned off, right now it's turned off. I just turned it off. My computer right now dies. There's a lightning strikes my house, my computer dies. If I don't have a time machine, plan B is I say restore from the iCloud. I put in my Apple ID and you can choose to restore from the Apple iCloud. You can restore from a time machine, or you can start your computer from zero and make it not know it's you. If you restore from a time machine, it all comes back exactly as it was before it died. If you restore from the iCloud, I get everything back, but I've lost all my contacts. Is that clear? Like why you want these things on, at least to the cloud? So now I turned it on again, so now it's merging back into the cloud. So now, phew, my contacts are back in the cloud. So if my computer dies and my time machine dies because it was a flood that took my computer and my little time machine with it, at least I had this on the cloud. But what I don't have on the cloud, notice, do you see Photoshop anywhere? Because I have a ton of my work in Photoshop. Do you see InDesign, Illustrator, all the other stuff that I use? No. Do you see Excel in here? No. All the other stuff that I do outside of the cloud is not saved in the cloud. Versus every single thing that's on my Finder. Any application I have installed, any file I have anywhere, downloads, cloud, documents, everything that's on my computer is being copied to the time machine. And every single thing will get restored if I restore from a time machine. Does that make sense? That's the difference?
Your Photoshop and everything will be
Your-
saved on Time Machine?
Everything. Unless you've gone in and said exclude, and you exclude the photos or exclude something. That's up to you. But if you haven't excluded it, every single thing, including, guys, all the stuff that you don't know about, like all the stuff that's internal to the computer, the system users, the library, all this kind of junk that you haven't even looked at, but it's all stuff that's working back in the background to make your computer work. All of that does not get saved in the cloud, but it gets saved in,
Time Machine.
it gets saved if it's part of Apple, but for other applications, it only gets saved in the time machine. So it's good to have both. I don't think you should have one or the other. I think it's good to have both. Because the cloud, I like that it then sends my stuff to my phone, and that if I write someone's phone number on the computer, it's on my phone. That's what I like the cloud for. It just kind of, all my devices are in sync. But to trust my stuff to not get lost, I trust my time machine for when my computer has to be reset. All right. All right, was everyone able to restore one thing, one file? And did you go see it? Now, if you hadn't trashed it, you would have two of the same one right now, because it restored it into its safe place. I'm going to stop my share, and I want to see just guesses if you were able to retrieve and restore one item. Everyone except for Irma, who has nothing to retrieve and restore because she just got her first one done. Although at this point you could already make something new. So Doug says, so to confirm, you cannot delete anything from the time machine. No. You can't. Like if I go into my time machine, SPCC time machine right now, right? And these are all the like if I go into my time machine as a hard drive, it has here all of these different days.
You're not
Right?
sharing your screen, I don't
Oh,
think.
I'm sorry.
So Diana,
I'm answering Doug's question, which it's similar to your question. So hold on. I think to your old question, maybe I had a new one. I'm going to go over here and select my time machine. And when I go into it, I have all of these backups, one per day for the last couple of days. See, this has been backing up since whenever I plugged it in today. And then I don't have it plugged in all the time because it's my school one. So I have some for July, some for June, some for May, some for April. And that's when I started, right? On this one. So say that I want to go in here. I can also not even enter that whole time machine thing. I just go into my hard drive right there. I go into, what's this, June 29th, right? Or I don't know, April 22nd. I'll go into April 22nd and I'll open up, and over here I have my users, and I go to Diana Musacchio, and see, it's over there, but it's kind of locked to me because they don't want you to go in there and mess with these, because it's memory, it's history. You know what I'm trying to say? So even if you can get into it, they're not. The only way to enter is to go through the enter time machine, because if you delete something from here, you mess up with its catalog of stuff. Now, it doesn't copy your entire computer again and again and again. So I know that, let me answer to another concern that I know Yolanda has had before. So I don't know if this might be something you have now, but so I know you've asked, it's a great question. Does this mean that my entire computer is copied here again and here again and here again and here again and here again? No. Your initial copy copies everything. So Irma just did an initial copy. Her whole computer just got copied into her hard drive. So if she has 50 gigabytes on her computer, now her hard drive has 50 gigabytes. And then once an hour, your check-in automatically, without you even noticing, it's going to look in and go, any changes? Nope, no changes. Okay. Any changes? Nope, no changes. Any change? And then tomorrow you add something and it goes, any changes? Ooh, it changed. So it registers just that change. It added a file that you just added, or it deleted a file that you just deleted. It registers that you deleted it. So the next copy does or does not have that new file. So this copy does not have the file that you just deleted at that point. This one already doesn't have it. And then, and so on and so forth. So these are, each day adds tidbits of information, but that's why the time machine grows. Because look at the size. By the time when I first copied, the first initial copy, I had 591 gigabytes. At some point I added enough stuff that I had 600 gigabytes. Then I added more stuff to 762 gigabytes. This is me adding stuff to my computer. So this backup doesn't add 200 gigabytes. It just keeps adding little changes. And now that is showing that I have 761 gigabytes. It increases just minutely every day. Now, if I suddenly pour in 3 videos, then it increases by a lot. Like somewhere over here, it went from 600 to 740 is probably when I put in a whole bunch of videos in here that I was using to teach iLife, right? So it just shows that little bit of change. And then slowly and surely, this thing will get filled up when it gets to a whole whatever. This one is a 1 terabyte, I believe. So it'll get full, and then I'll have to either start losing my oldest ones. Like it said, it'll discard the oldest ones, which could be a year old by then or not. And I keep the newest ones, or you keep it intact, you buy another one. So maybe in 2 years from now, you buy another one and you start from zero. But then if you ever need to go back to something 2 years ago, so for people who are hoarders, they're going to want to do that. People who are good at just getting rid of all my old stuff, I'll just clean it up and start with new, and you start fresh, right? Okay, now that I finished that whole thing, yes, Yolanda, sorry, I wasn't letting you speak, but I
Yeah.
wanted to speak about the growing of the thing.
You actually answered my question when you told Doug, no, they don't get deleted. Then you showed that the gigabytes increasing and so forth. And then you answered that when they become full, because my question was going to be, well, I don't want them sitting there and occupying too much space. And you said when that happens, you just get another one and start fresh.
You
So
can, or if you see what this says, is that the oldest backups are deleted when your disk becomes full.
okay,
So if you don't get another one, it tells you it's full. And then what it starts doing, it just goes to the oldest ones and it starts deleting those. So by the time this disk is full, I will start losing April from 2022. Then when I need more space, I'll lose May from 2022. And then when I need more space, I'll lose June from 2022. By then I might be 2 years from now, and who cares? You know what I'm trying to say?
I see.
It
Yeah,
just starts getting rid of the older ones to make space for the newer ones.
yeah, because I'm
Or
older. When-
you just say, okay, I'm gonna unplug this one and put in a new one. And then if you ever need to retrieve something that's a year old, you'll have to plug in your old one. You know what I mean? So your choice if you do one or the other. And
okay,
label it well and say stored. These are
yeah.
time machine from 2017 to 2020, store it. And then you open time machine from 2020 to 2022, store it. And then you know what I mean? You can do that. Or you can just let it kind of keep purging
Yeah,
until your time machine dies at some point, because hard drives die,
yeah,
and then you get a new one.
yeah. Because
All
I'm a
right.
teacher. When I trust something, I want them to trust and not to see them again, and I want them out of my, So
Mhm.
you
Yeah,
said,
but you don't see them. I never go into my time machine unless I truly lost something that I need. So you
Oh.
don't see them. No
Yeah.
one sees them. Does that make sense?
right, but I don't want them sitting there and occupying space.
Yeah, but that's not how time machine works. Time machine is there to sit there in case you were not supposed to trash them. Your way, what you need to do is find a way to maybe create a new email, stop using that old one, and after you transfer the good stuff, start with a new one, and then don't have that email anymore. If it's getting so much junk and so much nasty stuff that you don't want to deal with that, it's an aggravation to your daily life. Find a better way, because you're having to see them come in. And that's the real aggravation, not the fact that they're being saved. I mean, you're never going to the save stuff. You actually are aggravated every day when you see them. So ideally, what you need to do at some point is just say, okay, I'm done. I'm going to use a new email, tell all the people that I love and adore that I have this new email. Everyone else, if I'll keep checking it for a year. And if something important comes, I'll email them to tell them, please use this new email. But then after a while, you'll start receiving only the junk in there. And at that point, you just drop that email and never use it anymore. That's really the way to fix that. It's not about the time machine. You know what I mean?
Thank
It
you.
really isn't. Yeah. Okay, guys. Any question? Anything? I never really checked. I started saying, but I never checked. Did everyone get a chance to restore something? I went to the questions, and Doug had said nothing can be deleted, and I've been answering that question in a roundabout way all this time. No, so I'm not getting yeses, so that means no one restored anything. I know that Michelle can't do it and Irma can't do it, but everyone else should be able to have restored something. All right, so Dorothy, yes. Paul, yes. Doug, yes. Okay. Maybe some of you already know how to do it, like Alan or Tracy, so you're not bothering to do it, but if you didn't know how to do it, do it. Sharon, did you restore something?
No, but I will. I'll save it.
Okay. Tracy, you were trying to speak.
I don't have my external drives in the other room, but I am looking at all my active stuff on here and I can pull them up and see them. And I have had to restore before, so.
Thank you. Good. Rod, did you try restoring something already?
Yeah, I've done it in the past. I've gone back and found music I've lost and
Mhm.
wonderful stuff.
Okay, good. All right, guys, so that's the point. The point is that, yeah, you don't want to have the bad stuff, but the computer can't decide between good and bad. So if you were to open your email and then enter Time Machine and then go back into your history, if you look into your junk folder, is the junk there? Whatever you received on May 21st, 2020, yeah, that day, that junk mail that arrived that day will be in there. But that's it. Got it?
Can you walk us through how we should properly eject?
Yes, this is how you properly eject. You select two ways, either here on the right side of your Finder window, left side, sorry, of your Finder window.
You don't have, you're
You're
not
not
sharing.
showing.
Oh. Thank you. All right, so there's a couple different ways to eject. And first of all, if you have a desktop, don't bother, leave it connected. But if you have a laptop and you want to move around, you know, Sharon said she's always on her couch. You don't want to have to connect it all the time. Then you connect it when you want to use it. After it's done backing up, you disconnect it. Maybe you do it once a day, maybe you do it once a month. However much you're willing to lose is the whole point. If you're willing to lose a month's worth of stuff, then do it once a month. If you're willing to lose a week's worth of stuff, then do it once a week. So I'm going to go ahead and select only documents or desktop or something up here. Why? Because if I select this and eject it, then my whole window will close. So just go click on something up there. All right. Now, you can either, if you don't have a Finder window and you need to eject, you go straight to your icon, the thing you're trying to eject. Okay, I have two different ones here. I have my Time Machine and I have another one. So I'm going to eject the other one right now. I want to get rid of this. I go here, I right click and I eject. That's one way to eject. And it's going to take a few seconds and then it's going to eject. Now, the other way to eject, and it could be that it's running, I might have something open on it because when you have something open on it, it doesn't eject. It tells you that it doesn't open on it. Okay, there it ejected. See how it's gone? So it takes a few seconds for it to check. It checks and goes, is everything okay? Okay, let me close it, all the doors. Okay, good, boom, and it goes away. So now it's gone. The second one, instead of doing the right click eject, which I could do, I'm going to do from my Finder window. I'll go over here to SPCC Time Machine. And there's two ways to eject from the Finder window. I can do the same thing, right click, eject. I can do that. Or this little tiny icon that's right there, that icon represents eject. So if I click just right there, boom, that there, a single click there, that's also an eject. So Time Machine was ejected because one or more programs may be using it. When you get this, it's because it's being used. And if I check right now, it's probably in the middle of a backup or something. Yeah, so it's not going to eject. So wait until it's done. But if you really, really need to force it to eject, when you say eject, if it tells you that it can't do it right now, then force eject. But if you really, really, really need to go ahead and force eject. But that force something is when you can mess things up. So say one file was in the middle of being transferred and you force the eject right now, you might just corrupt that file. So I highly recommend hang out and wait and then eject and not eject it by forcing it, okay? Which is why also you should never force quit a program. You should just quit it so it has time to cut. So say you had open files that you were working on. If you force quit, it all just boom, quits no matter what. You lose anything you were doing. If you quit normally, it'll say, oh, you were working on this file. Do you want to save it? How about this one? How about that? How about that? Okay, good. Now I'm closing down. So it gently closes down. Versus if you force eject or if you force quit, it all goes and it just kind of ejects itself out of your computer, no matter what happens to the stuff it's working with. And sometimes that's when you get problems or files that don't work anymore or problems with the transmission and stuff like that. All right, so that's how you eject. Right click, eject. Okay.
Okay, mine says skip this backup, enter Time Machine. or open preferences. It says 36.8% done.
Okay. So basically,
means
what it's telling you is that it's in the middle of backing up, especially if you back up only very so often because you don't connect it all the time. It
Uh-huh.
takes a longer time because it's more like an initial backup. It has to check your whole computer instead of just going in to see what's done. So it says it's 36% done. So you can either skip it, like don't do this backup and eject, or wait it out until it's done and then eject it.
Okay, fine,
Okay.
thank you.
So it's trying to finish the backup. All right.
Diana?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Paul. So when you would, let's say you have a USB, you have a flash drive connected to a USB port, and you click eject disk, and then you do the same process that you did.
Mhm.
Can you then can physically pull it out of the USB port, right?
Yes, good point. When I told you how to eject, I didn't finish. After you eject from here,
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
then you unplug it from your computer.
Right. Okay. Very good.
So by then it's dead. You wouldn't see it anyway, but it might be that it's plugged in. And this is confusing because if you leave it plugged in after you eject, you might think it's working. But once you eject it from here, even if it's plugged in, your computer just can't, it isn't doing its thing.
Mhm.
So you need to unplug it, and to make it work again, replug it in, and then your computer will see it.
My
Okay.
point is you should wait a minute or two between from the time you eject it on the computer. and
The moment you stop seeing it here, or you
Uh-huh.
stop seeing it on your desktop, then
Uh-huh.
it's gone, and then you
Okay.
can unplug. So
Thank you.
after you
Yeah.
stop seeing it, you don't need to, there's no reason to wait anymore. Once you stop seeing it, that is actively not working anymore. If it had a light on, the light will turn off. If it had a noise, the noise will stop. At that point, you can just unplug it.
Thank you.
And then to
Thank
put it in, it's just a plug-in. You plug it in and boom, it's there. But to get rid of it, you eject first with software and then you unplug.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So I wanted to show you what happened to my channel. Some people said they wanted the video for the last class, but
Oh, cool.
here's my video for the last class, but YouTube removed it. Okay. So I think I said it in an email that I wrote 20 minutes before class started. I wasn't aware, I had it up, but they didn't, I loaded it as usual, but it was removed by YouTube. And I got this email saying that they had removed it because it was kind of interesting because it arrived today here. And it basically says, we want to let you know that our team reviewed your content and we think it violates our harassment, threats, and cyberbullying policy. And I was like, oh, what? My class. But then it says, we know you may not have realized your violation, so we're not going to apply a strike to your channel because it's bad. They put a strike to your channel, they close your channel up, and I have everyone's classes there. I was like, oh my God. So they've removed this one. And then it was a bit clearer. What it says is that the contents revealing personally identifiable information is not allowed on YouTube. And remember how I was teaching you about emails and people were sharing their screens and you could see their email addresses and stuff like that. So I think they reviewed it and said, oh, now I have tons of emails that show that kind of stuff, tons of videos. So they must only check every now and then. And they checked this one and they said, you can't show that. So they canceled it, which scares me because if they see it a second time, if they check another one of mine, then they might, if they apply a strike to your channel, literally no one, you can't go live anymore. All your stuff is out of commission. All my videos would go down. So I need to make a point of when people share, when we talk about emails, I need to maybe during that part, stop recording or something. I don't know. But anyway, so that's why so that video, so I can't show you that video, but I can through Zoom where it's recorded, get you a link that gives you the iCloud recording of it, but it lasts a total of 14 days. And this was from a few days ago. So maybe you have 9 days left of it. So if anyone really wants that recording, I can give you that quick link. Okay. So I'm actually going to get that link and put it in the, so because it stays in the Zoom cloud for a little bit. So I'm gonna go over here, and because this is that recording, and I can still, there it is. And I can give you the copy shareable link. So this link that I'm going to put in the handouts right now, and this is the Mac handouts, is only going to work for 10 more days. And after that, this one can't be shown anymore because it's not allowed on YouTube. So where am I? Live Mac. Where are my Mac classes? I can't have so many.
That's a shame,
Mac.
because that
There
was
it is,
one
Mac
of the
classes.
good classes. Yeah.
It was a good class, right? I did a lot. So if anyone missed it, so this link was removed by YouTube, so don't use it. I'm gonna delete that and I'm gonna put that link in, which is much more uncomfortable. And it has a passcode. See that? So if you go there, they'll only let you see it if you type in this passcode, and then it will be available for what's 10 days from 14 days from 7/27.
About the 10th.
Okay, so they're available for 14 days only. Okay. Because that's why I don't usually use the link straight to Zoom. Some people, some students, some parents, some teachers don't want students to get their view all the time, so they just give you these links that die. But I put them on YouTube, so they stay there for as long as you want them. But yeah, but that happened to me. So just wanted to share with you why you couldn't get that video. All right, enough already. Now you have it there. And I want to show you one more thing about backups, but what time is it?
3:25.
Okay. So let's do the break first. Okay, let me start sharing. So let's go here and get 15 minutes, which is 3. Break until 3:26 to 3:25, 40. All right, see you guys in 15 minutes.
Oh, that's all.
All right, everyone back? Come on back in. I want to show you. While people are coming in, this is a little extra. I'm gonna share my phone with you guys. Because I just got a message that was scary. Total BS, if I can say that. But this was a text I got. And you know how texts appear in this main screen that you have, which one? This one, where you kind of see whatever. It appears in there. And when it first appears, it's like, oh, you know, last payment renewal has failed or whatever. The account is temporarily locked. And so you know how I showed you in an email how to tell if this is a real message or if it's fake? I told you how to check on email, how to check on the email address, and it could tell you if it came from that place. Well, this is how you would do it on a text. Okay, so I would go down to, this is on my text, right? So that's the one that says, oh, everything is fine. Downloading this would be absolute disaster. You don't want to download anything that might be bringing viruses, stuff like that. Now to the top, it tells you who sent it. And you click right there. And it came from subscription monthly 9013 ei7pa.live. Whatever that is, it's certainly not Netflix. Got it? So if I were to open this that it came with, it probably brings spam. You know, this isn't the kind of places that are you don't want. This isn't Macy's that you're not interested in buying something else. This is actual malicious spam. And so you just decide, what do I do with that? I pull to the right. First of all, I mute it because in case something else comes from that address, most of the time spams come from different address all the time, but just in case, I mute it. So even if it shows, even if they do write to me again, my computer knows not to show me anything else from that address. Kind of like junking with email. This is from text. And then I go to the right and I say, delete. You will delete from all of your devices. Yep, delete. And then it's gone. Okay. But that initial muting helped for in case something from that same address comes again. All right. So that was my, I'm gonna move over to my fake phone, so to say. That was my real phone.
Sometimes it says, do you want to report this? Should we normally report it?
No. If the same one says, do you want to report this? They themselves might be like, you would never use the own link that says, do you want to report this as fake?
Oh,
You know what I'm trying to say?
yes.
Mhm. Wells Fargo is not going to say, if it's real, it's going to say, hey, if you think you should report this as fake, click here. But a fake one would and say, click here to report this. And who's giving you that number? The fake people.
Mm.
So no.
Yeah, I just
Anyway.
got one from McAfee that says by July the 31st, which was yesterday, my McAfee antivirus had expired.
Mm.
And so I took a screenshot of it and emailed it to my son who pays for all my antivirus in my computer.
Mhm.
And he said, well, just one word, spam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's amazing how the hackers and the spammers can very easily clone
And-
banks and logos.
Yeah, and they're
everything.
trying. Like sometimes I'll get something from Wells Fargo and I'm like, I don't have Wells Fargo. I know it's fake. But if I have Wells Fargo, I'll be like, oh, right?
Mm.
I have Netflix. So my first thought was, oh, NetPay. And I knew immediately because I know the account it comes to anyway. But sometimes you don't know. So that's how you do. You check on the addressee as much as I showed you on the emails to check on the addressee again. They
Mhm.
can't fake that. It has to come from somewhere. I mean, they can fake it. They don't tell you who they really are, but they can't fake that they truly are from Netflix or that they truly are from McAfee or whatever it is. Okay.
When we download it and read it, does it already mean that we had
No, it's that attachment there that they're asking you to click and download. That's the attachment that brings the stuff.
Okay, thank
So
you.
just reading it doesn't infect your computer. It's opening anything or clicking on any link that says report me or any of that kind of clicking on any link takes you to places that then download stuff into your computer and so on and so forth. Okay,
Thank you.
so just be careful with that. Okay. Doug has a question. Can I download the hard drive from my old Dell computer and upload it to my Mac? Yes. There is a way to do that kind of transfer. I don't think I have anything on the handouts for that. But yeah, if you Google it, yeah, it's very simple. It's very simple. There's a way to do that. What I find a lot of people who have that done by companies or people who come and help them do it is that they upload everything back onto the Mac. And then I have people here showing me forever things that are Mac only, PC only, like programs that don't work on the Mac, that .exe and stuff like that. So you need to make sure that you only put back the good stuff or put it all back and then delete it from the inside. But yeah, you can. And I think, what's the name of it? I'm going to Google it. Transfer PC to Mac. There's a, it's migrate. There we go. We call it migrating. And you go to Migration Assistant. That's what you do. So go to your applications and look for Migration Assistant. It might be in the utilities, actually, on the applications. Let me see if it's in the utilities. Yes. So the same thing that we just went, oh, I'm not showing my screen. The same thing that we just used. So I just had people use the disk utility, remember? So this is my Finder window. If you go to applications, I told people to go to utilities, which is down there. I actually told them to find Go Utilities, but this is where inside the application you have utilities. And for the two people who set theirs up, I told them to go to the disk utility. 2 down is Migration Assistant. So open that one up and then follow the instructions there. Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. All right. Yeah, I was working, the word transfer wasn't it, migration, that's what they call it. Okay,
One
so,
quick question.
yep.
Instead of doing that, could you then upload the Dell into the cloud?
No. And I'm glad you asked that question because the cloud only saves the stuff that's on your device, not on another hard drive. Right? So, wait, I'm not showing the screen again. So, oh. Sorry, every time one of the kids starts the the blender in the kitchen, suddenly I can't hear anything. And I'm like, guys, I'm teaching. Okay, so the iCloud, okay, only saves the stuff automatically that you have in here. So none of this includes any external hard drive. And the Time Machine backs up. Let me go to this Time Machine, right? Oh, I don't have it available right now, but options. So since it's not connected, it only, it will not say, it will not say, how do you call it? It will not, it will exclude these items. It does not record itself, and it does not record any other external hard drives that you might have. I just, to show you how to eject, I just ejected them so you don't see, but if you have any other external hard drives here, the Time Machine does not save external hard drives either. Okay, so both of these systems only work to take care of stuff that is in your actual desktop. All right. So in fact, I'm so glad that segue is perfect. If you had stuff on another hard drive that you want saved, and you want it saved into the cloud or into your Time Machine, you actually need to transfer it to your desktop or your desktop, to your documents. You had to put it in your computer for it to be in the Time Machine or for it to be in the cloud. Does that make sense? Now, here's the good or bad news. This is the good or bad news of this, Yolanda, since you're worried, sometimes about things that fill up your computer or not. But listen, what you can do is, if your computer is very full and you have, say, 30 gigabytes left, and you transfer 20 gigabytes worth of stuff in there, you stuff it up. You then run the Time Machine, have it remember all that stuff, and then remove it from the computer again. As long as you remember the day, you can always go back in your Time Machine to that day and all that stuff will be there. You know what I mean? For a while, and then after a while, when they start deleting automatically, it might not be there, but just that's one kind of way to trick it a little bit. But plan B, for all the extra stuff that does not fit in your computer, that lives in a separate hard drive. So again, if you have a Time Machine or a computer that actually is not, okay, you have data that is not part of your computer. So you have things on an extra hard drive. So right now I just plugged one in, so it'll come in a minute. I have an extra hard drive that has stuff that is not on this computer. How do I save that? Because I just showed you two ways. I just showed you how to save everything that is on your computer through the cloud, and or more than what the cloud saves on the Time Machine. But how about this external hard drive, right? That one that does not exist. This stuff that's in here does not exist on my computer, right? I put extra stuff on it. It's 5 terabytes of just extra stuff. So how do I save that? Then you have two options. One of them is to have another hard drive, another same sized hard drive. And then you have those two copy each other. But you can't, the Time Machine or the cloud will never save stuff on an external hard drive. So you need to have two. So I have two of these. I have this one, and then I have the clone of 5 terabytes all. They clone each other. Okay. And I use the software, what's the software called? Oh, that makes me sad because this is the software that Bill told me about. Anyway, oh, where is it? Do I not install it in this computer? I'm not gonna have to install it in this computer. Oh, it's not the clone. Oh my goodness, what was the name of it? I'm drawing a blank. I don't have it installed in this computer.
That back data?
No. I can't switch to my other computer, to my real one, because then I would disconnect the class. Jesus, how? Phone app. What's the name? There's so many, but there's one that's really good. Super duper is one of them, but that's not the one I used. Carbon copy cloner, that's the one I use. Carbon copy cloner. I bought this one and so what it does is I can just set one hard drive to copy itself onto another, right? And so that's what I do for those kinds of things. All right. Now, that's only for those of you who have 2 hard drives, which I know some of you have like more than 1 hard drive. And that if that's so, then you need to back it up somewhere else because Time Machine and the cloud don't do it. Now, here comes actually the introduction to the next thing I was going to share with you, which is another option is to actually back this all up onto the cloud, but not to the Apple iCloud, but to a separate application, to a separate company. So Carbon Copy Cloner is another maker of an application that you would have to buy. And I think, how much did it cost? Let me see. If I buy now, okay, so $40 it costs. And you just, that's it. When you need to upgrade, it costs you half as much in the future, right? If it's at some point you need to upgrade it, it costs $20. Okay, so that's the Carbon Copy Cloner. And that, what it does is if you have 1 hard drive, you buy another one. So you need to spend on buying another one. And then you make them copy each other. You put the stuff in one and this one copies each other. So if one of the other fails, you still have your data. Okay, that's one plan. A plan B, and I do that. I have that and the Time Machine. But the other thing you can do, which I also do, because if you really want to be really careful with your data, like you have all the family photos that you from your whole life, or stuff that really matters to you, contracts, building plans, whatever, novels that you've written, things that really you don't want to lose. You really don't want to lose it. Then a real backup is three places, right? So one would be the Time Machine. For the stuff that's not in my hard drive, that place is the Carbon Copy Cloner. So they're same, that's the second level. And then the third level for me is Backblaze. Backblaze.com is, I'm going to go over here and put it in there. I just looked up from PS. Oh, Barbara's in my Photoshop class in the morning. That's PS. Sharon's asking what's PS. She's in my Photoshop class and I taught some exciting stuff. And Barbara was doing that instead of attending this one, but now she's here.
I woke up.
That's what she's saying. All right. So I just put in a link there to Backblaze.com. By the way, there's many other companies and many other companies. There are many companies that do this. I use this one and I'll explain why. But
That's an online backup.
it's
that
online.
Backblaze?
It's online.
Yeah.
But here's the
Thank
good
you.
news. Here's why I use this company. Again, I'm not selling them, nothing, but I use them because, so we would be personal backup. So I go to backblaze.com, personal backup. And it's $7 a month, or what's the yearly, if I try to buy it, if I go to pricing, $70 a year. So I've been doing it for like 6 or 7 years. It used to be 55, then 65, now it's 70, so it has just gone up, but anyway. So it's less than if you pay every month, right? Or even less if you pay for 2 years. All right, so what's the deal? What does this do? Imagine the Time Machine that once you connected it, you forget about it. You know how I just connected it for Irma and now you just leave it connected. Forget about it. It's just there. Time Machine will only do what's on your computer. Backblaze does the same thing. You connect it to your hard drive by telling it what's the name of your hard drive. Pretty much the same as I did with Irma. You point to the right place. And it backs up, but online. You get through it through passwords and all that kind of stuff. So you go into your account and it backs up online. And it backs up any hard drive that connected to your computer, right? So if I sign in right now to this account, and I'm just going to sign in. Oh, this one doesn't remember me. Let me stop my share for a second while I sign in. Because this is my real one. I don't have a fake account for Backblaze. I hope I remember the right sign in. Okay, so I have not connected my hard drives for a while, as you will see. I've been doing some stuff, so I need to complete it. So this is my actual account, but notice that I have all these messages, but these are the hard drives that I had connected for a while on my computer. Now I'm not using them all anymore. I do have some that I'm using, others that I'm not. So I stopped using these two. So see how it says, you haven't connected it for 156 days. That's because I stopped using them. I've changed their names. They don't exist anymore. And this I disconnected about a month ago. I've been working on some issues and copying them, whatever. So anything that's here on my new ones is now not backed up for 26 days. So if I, for any reason, lose these, whatever I have in them will be 26 days old. This one is connecting right now. But as you can see, these are all names of hard drives that I have holding extra stuff of mine beyond my computer. So with $170 a year or $300 every 2 years or whatever you want to pay, or $7 a month, all your stuff gets copied to this account. As long as those drives are connected, it copies them. As they're not connected, like it sees here, it tells you, hey, you haven't connected for 24 days, for 26 days, for 156 days. So it just doesn't back it up. The moment I connect them again, it's going to go, oh, there it is. And it's going to keep recording, and it's going to keep backing them up. So this is the extreme flood, right? Rain, earthquake, flood. Someone comes and takes your time machine, takes your computer, takes your devices. And yes, the cloud saves whatever's on your computer. But for me, that's minimum. I have most of my stuff, my clients, my work, my photos from tons of years, my professional photos. I have them all on these extra hard drives, which are of physical things that can die, break, or be carried away by an earthquake or by a flood. So this is my ultimate backup. I never come in here unless I truly need to. But if I were to truly need to, I would go to view and restore my files. I would click in here and I would, it would find, it takes a while, so it's not going to do right now. You set it up here. I would go to any person's computer, go to backblaze.com, sign in as long as I remember my password, and it would load up everything it remembers it has. And then I would say restore, and I would just bring all my stuff back. Okay. Now, if I have tons of gigabytes to restore because it's huge hard drives, they would charge me to send me a hard drive with all my stuff. I would copy it, and then when I return them, they give it back, gave me that money, right? They just want to make sure that they get their money back.
Oh, that's
So
very
if you
cool.
can't download everything because you have 1, 2 files, you can download 20 files, 100 files. But if you have huge hard drives full of stuff, then they will send you a hard drive. You copy it to your stuff, you return it to them, and then there you go. That's the process. So this is basically why you buy health insurance or life insurance. You hope never to use it, but if you need it, you need it. And this is what you would do. Okay. So if this is something that you would ever need, that you would ever want to do, looks like I haven't logged in since March 30. See, I don't, this is just computer backup. And as I said, I'm handling it. I have my hard drives connected over here. That said, these are hard drives that have a lot of my stuff that I've had backing up forever. So I know that I haven't changed these for the last 6 months because it's old stuff. It's all my client files that if someone ever comes back and needs something, I'll go and find it in there. The other day, we're beginning to process something. I remodeled this house that I live in right now in 2012. And the other day we needed to go back to all the electricity plans. So I went to one of these hard drives and found all the plans, and there they were. But how many times do I need that? I haven't needed it in 10 years, but there they are, right? So anyway, that's an example of what this is for me. If you guys, I've said this many times and I forget to do this. If you guys are interested in doing this, and you want it, I can send you an invitation and then they'll give both of us a month for free. I said this and people have asked for me and then I forget. All I need to do is go over here and give you a link. No, 2 months for free. Anyway, so I can do that. If you want, I can just go in here and send you an invite. When you click on that, they say, oh, who sent you? Good. Kind of like what you did at Paul. And then you get 2 months and I get 2 months. So it's kind of fun. But again, I don't need you to use Backblaze. So don't, it's just what I'm teaching you to do. Another one that people do is uses Carbonite, which is exactly the same as Backblaze. I don't know now, but when I set this up 5 years ago or some point, the reason I wanted Backblaze is because it saved all my external hard drives, which is what I needed, versus Carbonite, that it was kind of the competition, which is, it used to be the same, cheaper. Now it's about the same price. But this one did not at that point back up your external hard drives, but now it does. See, this is new. I guess that's why people weren't using it. And so now it does back up external hard drives. I don't know if it does all your hard drives like the other one does, but now that it does, then it's basically equivalent. Okay. So yeah, so that's the other one, carbonite.com. This one I didn't use because it didn't copy my, there it is. I put it in the chat. It didn't copy my other hard drives, but it does that now. So these are 2 places in the cloud where they, you basically, once you sign up, they say, okay, what do you want to back up? It reads your hard drive and it shows you any hard drive you have connected. And you said, do you want to recover them all? And I go, yes, boom. You say yes, and then that's it. Now, I have so much stuff that the first copy of all these hard drives, which are 8 terabytes, I mean, this is humongous. The first time I made it run, it took like 3 months to copy. So,
Oh my God.
yeah, but I mean, this is like 8 terabytes, 2 of them, 5 terabytes. I mean, this is huge, right? But it just does it in the background at night when you're sleeping. You just kind of leave the throttle on, so to say, and it just kind of copies. When you're using the computer, it slows down. When you don't use it, it copies, and it took like 3 months. I highly doubt it would take more than 10 days, a week, 3 days for normal people who have normal amounts of stuff, but it doesn't matter. I just have my computer. It's always connected to the internet, and all it needs is it uses the time that your computer is on down, it transfers more stuff. And since I have an open cable, unlimited data, it didn't matter. So by the time the first copy was done, then after that, it just checks, I believe once a day or something like that. You can tell it how often to check. And it just keeps updating anything that's new. All right. So this is the absolute catastrophe. All right.
Diana,
Yes.
Carbon Copy Cloner is an app that you download to your computer, and that allows you to download or put stuff, organize stuff on a hard drive. Is that the way I understand it?
Carbon Copy Cloner is, imagine so say I have one hard drive.
Uh-huh.
I have one hard drive
Mm-hmm.
that has my client stuff, right?
Mhm.
It's not on my computer. It's here. Old clients, people that are not current, but or a client that's current, but it has old projects, right? So I have
Mhm.
them in here. When this dies, I've lost all of my clients' work. So what I do is I own another one. And then with Carbon Copy Cloner, I tell this thing to copy anything that's in that one. So I don't
Oh.
access this one. What I do is I take things in and out of this one, and this one just checks in once a day and copies. So they maintain identical data so that if one dies, the other one's alive. That's what Carbon
Okay,
Copy Cloner.
okay.
It's a mirror. If I delete something from there, deletes from here, it just mirrors it. It copies it. So that it's the old version of backup, so to say, kind of like iCloud. You take something out, it takes out, but this is for external hard drives.
For external hard drives, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
From
Thank
one
you.
external hard drive to another. Now, you could not use Time Machine and put one of these and have your computer copy to this, but that would not have the history. The Time Machine is much better. So for the actual computer hard drive, but for PC people, for example, who don't have Time Machine, they would have to use Carbon Copy Cloner or something like that to do this to an external hard drive. Okay, just that the Mac comes with Time Machine, which also does the history part. So it's better. So for the Carbon Copy Cloner, you only need an identical hard drive because what fits in one fits in the other. It doesn't grow, right? It's just identical. Does that make sense, you guys?
Guys, thank you.
So, and there's others, but again, this one was given to me by good old Bill, who passed away, and he told me about this one, oh God, 10 years ago. And so ever since I've been using it. So yeah, That's what that is for my external hard drives. But then, so it's equivalent to my time machine. So that's what I do at one level. And my second level, the basic level is the cloud only for my computer. The second level is my hard drives. The third level is my Backblaze. Okay. So if anyone wants me to set them up with, help them set up a Backblaze account, just let me know. And if I get around to it, I'll go in here and send it to you. And then we will both get some free months. But I always say that, and then one thing or another, I forget to do it. But as you can see, I like free stuff, but I don't necessarily pursue it. But if you truly want it, why not? Remind me, send me an email. I will send you an invite. All right, so that's my conversation about why and how come you should be doing backups. Again, here's the part that's kind of weird because some people might think this is extreme. Hold on, I'm looking at I need to look at the time. I'm looking at my phone for the time. Okay, good. Because sometimes I forget if we're done at 4:45. No, at 5:05. Okay, good. Because I need to see how much more time I had left. So backing up, you would think life insurance, well, first of all, life insurance for better, for worse, if you don't have it and you passed away, you don't care anymore, but it's your family who cares. But on the other hand, it's kind of drastic, right? You have one life to lose versus Backblaze or Carbonite or those are much more useful because hard drives do die much more often than people. I mean, they do. You buy a hard drive, it's looking fine, and then one day it's not working anymore. That happens to hard drives. Hardware just stops working or begins to get noisy and go clinky, and you go, oh, it's about to die because hard drives shouldn't be doing noisy, clinky sounds. At which point you run out and buy another one and replace it, and life is still good. But if it dies immediately, then one day it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You've lost the stuff. So you need to have a minimum of one thing backing the other up. And then if you really, really want that stuff to stay forever, then you have this external one up and hill. And I personally know two people who were in the whole one lost one of my very good friends, photographer. His house burned at the tea
Oh dear.
tea fire.
Tea fire.
Tea fire. And years and years of negatives traveling around the world gone up in flame. His whole profession basically. So yeah, if you had such a thing as all that stuff scanned and stored digitally, then he would still have all his stuff, and he didn't, right? And then someone else whose house was devastated by the mud floods, and they did have their stuff up in the cloud, and they were able to, once they bought a new computer and whatnot, to restore all their stuff. So things happen in Santa Barbara, fires, floods, mud things, not just like out in the world, but also more simply, your computer can just stop working one day to the next. All right.
I've got a computer, a PC tower in the living room that is full of AutoCAD and mechanical desktop drawings, designs that I did years ago. Someday, maybe I can get somebody to get the hard drive running so I can get blueprints, printed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I have one of those too. I have an old Mac that's got software that I don't have anymore for Quark Express. And I have so much material I created. So I use this art director for a studio, and I kept saying one of these days I'll transfer it to InDesign. Someday. It's sitting there. Someday when I have to put my portfolio together, it's just sitting there in my
Costco
studio.
right now has 8 terabyte external hard drives. Where is it? Sale flyer. I just had it for like $80.
Mhm. Yeah, it's pretty incredible how
But
much cheaper
8
storage is
terabyte
getting.
or 5 or 8 terabyte hard drives. That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot of material.
I'm almost thinking it's too big.
Well, it depends. You have to buy two
Yeah.
on top of that, because you need to buy the one that you put your stuff in and the one that clones it, right? So really you
Right.
need to buy two if you're truly wanting to not lose that stuff. Okay, guys. So now I have I spent a lot of time showing you the beauties of notes last week. Who went ahead and made some notes this week and used it? Who found it useful?
I did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, I know that Yolanda was concerned because in an email that she wrote to me, you lost it from your phone, or what was it that happened?
The process of putting the notes so I can see it and write notes on it. My contacts disappeared from my iPhone screen.
Oh, so it probably one moved the other one out because you only have so much and so many. So you guys, last class, I spent quite a bit of extra time, which is a pity that that recording isn't available. But I mean, you guys have it for 9 days. Because I spent like an extra hour almost helping Yolanda with this question. So if you guys want to know how to move things around on your phone, that's what I helped her do. But I helped her go get an icon that was way in the back here and to put it in the front page. So I'm not going to do that anymore. But one thing that happens is that once it's full, if you bring something like here, I have spot for 3. But if I bring something else from the back, it would work, right? But if it's not empty and you have this full of stuff, when you put a new one in here, then the last one in gets pushed to the next page. So if you did that and you push the next page, do you see the contacts in this page because it got pushed out? Can you check on that? Anyway.
Yeah. Here, I also see that you have 3 notes in there. I only have 1 that you succeeded
Yeah,
helping.
I kept showing you how to do it, so I ended up making 3, but 1 is all you need.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
remove, so I need to remove from home screen. That's all. It's all, I just don't want it on the home screen. There you go. I only had 1, but I kept showing you how to do it, so I kept putting them in there.
Oh,
So I only
see.
need 1 icon. Remember, these are like pointers to the app. There's only 1 app in the phone, but any of these things clicks to make it open up, right? So I had 3 buttons to open it up, so to say, because I was showing you how to do it, but 1 is all you need.
What is sad for me is that when I'm out of the house, out of my laptop, and I only have my iPhone,
Mhm.
and I need to access a telephone,
Yeah.
I could not find where to find
Yeah,
it.
so go find your contacts if you don't see it at all. And basically, once again, I'm gonna hold, when you do find it, hold it tight. And you can just drag it up front like that and put it wherever you want it. That's one way to do it. Or, and I'm gonna move back another way, and I'm gonna drop it here. Another way to do that then would be to click and hold, and then it says edit home screen.
But
And
as
then it
my
gets all
problem,
wiggly.
I
When it
don't,
gets all wiggly, the problem is that if it gets all wiggly like this and you happen to touch that little minus, it deletes itself,
oh, I see.
right? So say that I go here and I click on this little minus, it
So how
goes,
do you
ooh,
get-
remove. And if you say remove from home screen, just the app disappears, but it's still there. But if you say delete app, you lose it. So you have to be very careful when it's in this mode to not touch those little minuses because you're
How
closing
do
them.
you get it back? Do you go back to the system preference?
Well, the first thing you should see if it's gone. So go sideways, sideways, sideways until you get to the app library and see if you can see it there somewhere. It's like right there. If you see it, there it is for me. Let me put, when I say there, put a mouse on it. Hold on. So there it is for me. If you see it in your, and so what I did right now, it just went all the way to the end. 1, 2, 3. And there I have this thing called the app library. If you don't see it, then go up here to the app library, put your mouse in there and write contacts and it'll pop up. And if it truly doesn't pop up, then that might mean that you did maybe click on the minus and make it disappear. But if you do see it,
I see it under apps and then down
okay,
there.
so if you see it, okay, so wherever you see it, go click and hold it down.
Hold it down.
And then,
Oh, now it's there. Thank you so much. It
Okay.
came to the screen now. Thank you.
okay,
Thank
good, good. Phew. All right. It's kind of dangerous whenever you're moving things around because things do kind of, you know, jump around. All right. But you would really have to say delete the app And then it would say, you really want to delete it. And then you say yes. So if you're really flustered and you're not noticing, you keep saying yes, then it completely deletes it. But worst case scenario, if it truly has been deleted, you just go to the App Store, download it again. And since you have the same Apple ID, all the contacts will pop in again. So it's not horrible. You're not deleting your phone as long as you're using the cloud. Because if you're not using the cloud and the stuff was only on your phone, then you delete the app, you truly delete this, remove the stuff. So remember, as long as your cloud is remembering all the stuff you have on your phone and you delete the app, it's like, oh, well, download it again and all the stuff will pop in again. Okay. I know that, I know, you're welcome. All right, so the last thing that I wanted to show you of these very, very useful apps, and since my phone is on, I'll show it to you on the app on the phone first, which is the calendar. So I'm gonna go to the calendar, which I happen to have up there. If you don't have the calendar, go ahead and pull down like this, just a gentle pull down, okay? I'm just putting my finger in the middle and just going, pull down. And then you can write cal, right? And then as soon as you write calendar, if you have it on your computer, it should pop up. Now, again, if it looks very different than this, you might have a different calendar app downloaded that someone downloaded for you or that you downloaded, or as a Google Calendar app. This is the Mac Calendar app and it comes on your phone. Again, you might have overwrote it, just like people overwrite Safari and use Chrome or use other brands, but Apple stuff works best on Apple. Not to say that Google doesn't work well for Androids, but it's made for Androids versus Apple stuff is made for Apple. So but the right things work the right way for the, you know, maker that they're made for. So I'm going to teach you how to use the Apple calendar. So when I stop touching it goes away. So I'm going to click and hold. First of all, if you don't even want to open the whole thing, if you do hold down for a little bit, you can even add an event really quickly like that. But whenever you do that and you hold down in a too much of a way, then things start kind of wiggling around and it could be dangerous. So if you don't like this, don't do it. But if you do, you can just click on add an event and just quickly add an event. So if everyone did this, go ahead and click on that. And let's test that. Let's say add event. Since I've not used it in this phone yet, and many of you might have not used yours in your phone, it would say something like continue. So I'm going to go ahead and say continue. And then it wants to use, I'm going to say, don't allow right now. I don't want it to use my location. But you can say allow because it's your own. And then it'll have your map of your home there. And then just go ahead and put it what the event is. You're trying to so maybe we're going to have a class lunch. So we're all going to meet for lunch because we are, even though we're not. And then what is it going to happen? We're going to meet tomorrow for lunch. So let's go to August 1st and let's change that to tomorrow, August 2nd. And it'll be lunch. Let's go to 4 p.m. and let's make it at 12. So by default, it gives me 1 hour. So it'll end at 1 p.m. And that's good. And now I can just scroll down and look at other things that I can do. Oh, sorry, I moved this up. So say that I want to, sorry, I moved it to, let me just, I moved it to 12. Say that I want to say, where am I going to go? Where are we going to meet? Right. So I can scroll up here and I can say location, or so I'm going to click in here. Where should we have lunch as a group? Somebody tell me your favorite restaurant. What? I'm going to write IHOP and it looks for the nearest IHOP. And I don't know if it's 2 words or not. And since I didn't tell it what I am, I just told my computer not to know my location. It's looking all over the place. But if you did let it use the location, it's probably coming up with a Santa Barbara one. So I'm going to go ahead and put comma Santa Barbara. And that's only because I told my phone not to find my location. And then I'm going to say California. So actually, do we have one in Santa Barbara or is it in Goleta?
There are 2, one in Santa Barbara State Street.
Okay, so then it's not working for me. Maybe it's IHOP. Because I told it not
to,
is it IHOP? No.
No, it's one word, one word.
So for some reason, it's not coming up.
Hmm.
How funny. Well, that's the thing is when you tell it not to follow locations, it kind of doesn't know how to do that. So it's not going to work for me right now. Because it just asked me, should I keep a track of your location? I told not because it's my fake phone.
Take out the CA. It thinks it's Canada.
No. Normally, if I just put Santa Barbara and then tell it California, it does it, but it's not doing it this time. So I'm not sure why. I have, let me see if I just put the area code 93105. I don't know why it's not working, guys. It should.
Hmm. That's
If
weird.
I click on one of these, I'm gonna now change this from Los Angeles to Santa Barbara. You know what? It doesn't matter. Let's say that I'm going to meet you at this one. It doesn't matter. We'll put the address on Flower Street in LA. Okay. Another thing I can do is I can say, well, how long do I need to travel? And so I want to get a little alarm to remind me it's time to get going. So I'll say travel time. I turn on travel time and I'll say it'll take me 30 minutes to get there. Fine. Now in Santa Barbara, it'll only take you 2 minutes. Okay. So then I can back up. So why does this help? Because in your calendar, it's going to cross out not just 12 p.m., but it's also going to cross out 11:40 as of 11:45. Does that make sense? So that you know not to schedule something until 12. You can only schedule something until 11:45. Now, if you want an alert for your computer to tell you that it's time to get ready to go, you can say time to leave. And I can say 30 minutes before travel time, I want a reminder. So basically at 11:15, I'm going to go, hey, you got to go, you got to leave in half an hour to go to lunch with the class. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
This is all stuff I just did in the computer. And if I want a second alert, which for something really important, I do remind myself another time. Sometimes you can remind yourself a day before or something important, like someone's birthday, something really important. You might want to be reminded a day before. So when I make an appointment for the dentist in 6 months, you know, those that you make that are for a long time, or a doctor, I always have myself, not only the schedule, but I have myself reminded sometimes a week before or 2 days before, just so that my brain goes, oh, that's true. You know what I mean? Because after 6 months, I forget and I go, oh, that's coming up this week. So I make myself a longer term reminder. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
You can put 2 alarms in the calendar. In the computer, you can put more, but on the phone, you can put 2 little alerts. So you choose. All right. And when you're done with all of those, you say add at the very top, right there. Now, if you want to make any notes about this appointment, so over here, you're going to say, I don't know, bring chips. I don't know, because it's not at a restaurant. It's, you said you'd bring the sweet stuff or the dessert or whatever, you know, or you can remind yourself that it's farewell for someone. Like, I don't know what you might need to remind yourself, but you can make notes of what this is all about. Okay. And then you just say add. And then here it's showing my calendar that opened up. So it's showing me today's calendar. So this is one class, this is another class. But if I go to Tuesday, tomorrow, I have 2 classes, and somehow in the middle of my Illustrator class, I'm going to go meet you guys for lunch. Okay, so here it is on my Tuesdays at 2. Now say that I go, oh no, now that I look at it, I can't do this. I'm going to have to reschedule for another day. I can click on it again, go up to the top and say edit after I connected with all my class and told them, guys, I'm teaching all day. Can we make it instead on Thursday? Sure. So we'll change it to Thursday on the 4th. And then I'll say done. And now when I back out, there it is on Thursday. There's my appointment. Okay. Now notice that when I do want to say, okay, it's time to go there, I click on it. If I want to know where to go, here's the calendar of where, in my case, it's right next to the Walt Disney Hall. Because that's the IHOP that I found. The phones really like to know where you are so that they can help you. And when you write IHOP and it looks for IHOPs around you, but if you don't tell it where you are, it's kind of like mindless. And it goes, okay, well, there's some around here in the big important cities. All right. So if I want to know how to get there, because these things are all connected, so I was like, how do I even get to this thing? I can click on this map and it'll open the map. And since in this one I haven't used it, it's telling me what's new. So I'm going to say continue. And then it's going to search. How do I get here? So it will, oh, it's not sharing. I'm getting a phone that says allow map to use location. And if I say allow once now, now it's going to know how to tell me how to get here. And it's telling me it's going to take 2 hours and 15 minutes. And if I want the directions, it'll show me what the directions are, et cetera, et cetera. So I can go over here and I can make a contact for this app, tell me when it's open. So there's a lot of other information about this good old IHOP there. But mainly, if I click on, okay, I need to know how to get there, I click on the 2 hours and 15 minutes. And then it shows me a whole set of options or maps of how to get there. From Santa Barbara to IHOP. And it looks like the fastest one would be to stick to the 101. Okay. So have you been able to follow through with the app, check on seeing how to get from wherever you are all the way to the Santa Barbara IHOP? Found the directions, how long it'll take you, et cetera, et cetera.
Diana,
You
on
can
the-
also tell it I'm not leaving now. You can tell it I'm leaving at 2 p.m. because, you know, by the time I get there, it's, or maybe I'm leaving at 7, and then it'll try to guess at best time if you're going to be there at rush hour or not. So you can click on leaving now and you say, no, I'm actually leaving. I'm going to go there on a Saturday. What's it like on a Saturday to get there, right? And so you tell it that, and then it reroutes it and tells you, oh, if it's a Saturday, it'll take less time because no rush hour or whatever. Yes, Yolanda?
on the map, so if you want the person, if you want somebody to talk, so you don't keep on looking at the map, but just listening to the direction, like go to the left, go to the right.
Yeah, so if I'm actually ready to go and I say, okay, time to go, then I come over here and I'm going to take this route and I say go. When you click on go, then it actually, when you're driving, you leave this open and you start driving and your phone starts tracing where you are and it tells you turn left, turn right. It just kind of talks to you as
Okay.
you're getting there, right? And then when you get here, it'll tell you move on to this street or that street or whatever. It just kind of not much to say all the way through 101, but over here it might tell you by the time you get here, it'll tell you to get on. I guess we're on the 101 the whole time. Wow. Did you guys know that to get to the IHOP in the center of downtown and let you stick to the 101 and do nothing else?
Yeah.
I did not know. It's the 101 straight to downtown. Now we know, okay?
Bumps you right down in Hollywood.
Yeah, and then when you're done, you just hit end route and then we're done. Okay, so this is the map app. So we've moved from the calendar app to the map app. So how do I go back to my calendar app? Well, on most phones, at least this one, you pull up from the bottom like this. And this is something that Yolanda, I don't know, you said you did a side glance, but put your finger on the bottom and pull up. And it shows you everything that's open. In this case, I have these two open ones and I can go back then and click on my calendar then, because that took me into the map app. Okay. And then I'm going to back out again and I'm back in today or tomorrow and I can just see. Now, if you want to see the entire week at a time, just, this is a trick that no one knows because this is one day at a time. You want to see a week at a time? Flip your phone sideways. And then click on week over there and you see the whole week. Because on the phone, otherwise there's no other way to see the whole week. You need to see it sideways. So this is the golden nugget for those of you who already use it. Right? So up in the top, you choose to see it by week. And then you have to flip it sideways. Because if you try to see it by week when it's flipped in this order, it just doesn't have, it can't. So you flip it sideways. And then up here, you choose week. You can also see month and year, other stuff, right? But week at the top. But you need to see it flipped sideways. You want to have a general idea. So this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. You can see I choose a lot, and we're only half an hour left for this class. And as you can see, I'm not meeting you on Wednesday. I don't know why it was scheduled that way, but I'm not meeting you on Wednesday. But this is how you see this sideways. Now, notice that this is the week, and I have my Photoshop twice a week. This week, if I go to next week and I scroll over, it's not there because I'm not teaching next week. But if I scroll backwards, there they are for last week, and if I scroll backwards, there they are for the other week. So how do you make multiple repeating appointments like that? Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I move forwards again, and I'm going to stop sharing from my phone. I'm going to show the rest of this for how to do it on your computer. Not that I couldn't keep going here, but I'm going to keep sharing with my phone because my computer, just to show you different things. By the way, someone today asked me for my classes and I forgot to do that. So I will send you, I've been really behind. I've been doing so much extra work that I'm not have time, but I'm going to put the CRNs for the classes and show you the calendar of what I'm teaching in the fall. So I also teach you how to use this, like a fall non-credit and then select, right? So it shifts to the calendar that's for non-credit. And then if you go to instructor and write my name or the name of any of the instructors that you like, I just started writing MU, MUS, then I show up because that's all you need to remember. And then say search. So these are all the classes that I'm teaching in the fall. So that includes the intro to the Macintosh that I have not taught now in more than a year. It's not been scheduled. And that starts the first week, September 26th.
Online.
Yes, everything is online again.
Oh,
I don't have that option on my phone.
when did that happen? I
in-
thought they were in class.
Yeah, we changed. Intro to the Mac. It's
Oh,
CRN 43199. I'm gonna put that in there. And then Mac level 1. The CRN is 43200. And then Mac level 2. The CRN is 43201. Now, the reason I'm not bothering to put the schedule right is because they're all going to be exactly the same. They're going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. And the first one starts September 26th. And it continues basically until November 29th, twice a week, okay? Until November 29th. But basically, all three of them, you start with intro to the Mac, then Mac level 1, Mac level 2. If you do that, then it spans from September 36th to November 29th, okay? And they
When is
follow
your
one after the
Photoshop
other.
class?
And then here I have my Photoshop ones here, Digital Design Techniques, Illustrator, and Photoshop. Photoshop is Fridays, starting September 2nd. And here's Photoshop. September 2nd, Fridays, 9 to 12 p.m., 11:55, but anyway.
where do you see the dates? I don't even see the dates.
Over here on the far right, let me share just this window.
Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you.
So right there. Okay, so that would be Photoshop right there, 9. And when it has two of these, it gets confusing, but it's just because they divide us into lecture and lab. So starts at 9 a.m., ends at 12. This is supposed to be just the break, but you know, it's not even the break because they actually right here, how much break they are giving you?
5 minutes.
So it's not the break. This is the fact that they pay us differently for the lecture portion than for the lab portion. So for payment purposes, they need to say this much is paid at the lecture rate, this much is paid at the lab rate. So that's what this is. It's not about a break. It's just how they divide, but basically it's all lecture lab here. So it's all the same. I get paid differently, but for you guys, the class starts at this point and ends at that point. Okay. So using this, And just because, since we're talking about it, let's do this. Let's suppose that we're going to schedule this class, enter to the MAC, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 12:15, starting September 26th, right? So if that's what we're gonna do, and again, I'm not making you take the class. I'm just using an example of how to do multiple hour appointments. Let's open the calendar, which again, if you have it down here in the doc, it's the calendar. That's what it looks like. If you don't have it, then you need to go and do a search for it. And it opens up. Here's the same thing we were seeing on our phone. Okay. Now, in my case, it opens up by default onto the week because I always use it in week mode, but maybe yours open into day mode. I don't know what it opens in, but mine opens in week mode. Also, mine is showing these calendars there that yours might not. Yours might not have those because just like I've been teaching you in everything, when they first open up, they don't show you the other accounts. But over here, if I want to view the other calendars, the other accounts, I can click on this little tiny icon next to the green button. If I click on that, then you can see different calendars. So here I have my pipeline calendar or my iCloud calendar or my SBCC teacher calendar. Now, why does that matter? For the most part, I don't use any other calendar of my other accounts, but I do use 2 accounts. So I don't need this one. No, I do need other. The only accounts that I use are usually my iCloud, which is my personal one, and my pipeline, because school uses my pipeline account. So when I get scheduled for a class, they put it in my pipeline calendar and it pops up in here. I can see it. And then my home stuff, I put in my own calendar, and this is, and it shows up here, and they're combined. So I can see stuff that I put in and stuff that like Emma put in for me. Or this is a meeting that I have on Thursday at 4 p.m. and I didn't put it in there. It was put in there for me. When I double click on it, this is an official one set up by the VP's assistant, and it says who's been invited and what's the Zoom meeting. And I've accepted. So it's like an official kind of thing that's been set up where I have a meeting at that point. I didn't set this one up. Someone set it up for me in my pipeline account. So this is an example of why I need why I have both my calendars visible. Does that make sense? So if you guys don't have that happening, you can have just one visible and that's it. Like you don't need, you can just have your home calendar available. Now, how do we make this? So let's move over to September 22nd. First of all, if I move over here, if I go over here to this place, I can move to the next week and the next week, the next week, back. This is how you move week for week if I'm in week mode. If I'm in month mode to see the month, then I move like this and I go July, August, September, October, November. So if I'm in month mode, these arrows move me month by month. If I'm in year mode, I'm in 2022 and I go to the right, that's 2023, 24, 25, right? See, whatever mode I'm in, this moves me. Or if I'm in day mode, then this moves me to July 2nd, July 3rd, July 4th, July 5th, July 6th. Does that make sense, you guys?
Yep.
So you choose which mode you're in. I like to view things in week mode. And then when you have, when you see, this is another example. This is a meeting for me, set up by the school. And it has these little lines. And until I accept it, it's in this little line mode. When I click on it and it's a meeting I have to go if I'm going to go and I say accept, then it'll show up like that. But if I haven't accepted it yet or I decline or I say maybe, then it disappears from my calendar because I've been invited to it and I don't have to go. So that's one way to do it. Anyway, I could actually invite you. I could do a calendar invite to you guys to the classes. But right now, let's set up one for ourselves. So let's go to month mode. Let's go to month mode and move over to August, to September.
Okay.
And then September 26th. Right here is what we want, right?
How can I go back?
Back what?
A week.
So put yourself in week mode and then go back or forward.
I don't know how to go back.
Okay, so watch. I'm in month mode or in day mode or whatever mode. Go to September 2022.
Yep.
And this is where we want to go to September 26th. That was the Tuesday to Thursday, right? I guess I already have So
Yeah,
then,
mine starts,
so
mine
wait, wait, wait.
starts on, okay.
wait, so then move to week mode and it'll say Sunday 25th to Saturday 1st, but this far right, let me put the color on my mouse. I don't know if you're not seeing it. Over here, if I want to move to say September 2nd, I click on this arrow and I go up to 19th, 12th, until I get to September 2nd.
Oh,
Okay.
it's over here.
If, so Friday, September 2nd, there's my Friday class. Or, so this today here is what moves you, right? So I'll move all the way to, let's schedule Mac. I have a schedule. That was a bad idea. I thought I didn't have a schedule, but I already have a schedule. So this is what we're gonna do. We're doing it twice a week, right? So if this is, I'm gonna make mine here Monday just so that it appears differently. I'm gonna say that it's at 1 p.m. So I'm gonna put my mouse in here and say that I want to schedule something. So I could either click on the quick way to schedule, which is this plus sign, which gives me the same information that I had before on my phone. That little plus sign lets me do a quick event. And I can say Mac, as an example, movie, whatever. Or I can go over here and say, oh, the class is from 9 to 12. So I can make a grab and drag from 9, say it's from 9 to 4 that you're going to have a class, right? So you drag and make a new event from 9 to 4. And then you go, no, it was supposed to be 9 to 4. It's going to be only 9 to 10 or 9 to 12, right? So in this case,
Yeah.
the class is going to be from 9 to 12:15. So if you made a mistake and did it at 7 a.m., you can grab it and move it up. So you can just kind of make changes until you get the right time, which is basic from 9 a.m. to 12:15. And then we can double click to start putting the information in here. So it's going to be intro to Mac class or whatever you want to call it.
MAC.
By the way, this is a great way to always have the link. I keep emailing you with a link, but this is a great place to put your link. So like if I've sent you the link one time and you have the link, like here in Photoshop, I have the link right there. So you can actually just, if this were to be that class, and whenever I email you, you can click on add location, you can paste in there the link, or in notes or URL, you can paste the link in there as well. Whatever place you paste it in, later when it's time for a class that morning, you can just come in here and double click and just click on the link and it'll open Zoom for you. For my meeting, for the book meeting, for whatever thing you're still doing on Zoom, right? 1 second, let me just show it all and then I'll answer questions, and then go in here to the time, right? To the date and say, correct it. Maybe you didn't get it at 9, maybe you got it at 8. If you put 8, the ending time will move up to 11. If you put 9, it'll go to 12:15. And then if you're going to repeat it, which we are, we're going to repeat custom, and you're going to go Tuesdays and Thursdays or Mondays and Tuesdays or whatever day it's going to be. Okay. And then say, okay. And then if you want it to end on a certain day, when does this class end? It ends on October 13th, right? So you say end repeat on date. I just want to finish this because I know that class will be over soon and then I'll help people, but then you'll have it recorded. I'll go over here to October 13th. And there you go. So it's going to stop repeating on October 13th. Okay.
Open.
So now I'm going to go ahead and yeah. So now I'm answering questions. Yeah. Julie.
Can you bring up your schedule again? Because I had written Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah,
but
it is Tuesday.
The
and
date
Thursday.
of the date on the calendar, the 27th, 26th is a Monday.
Oh, then, yeah, so that's fine. They put the week that it starts
Oh,
and the week that it ends. Yeah, so it starts Tuesday it's Tuesday. Yeah, I don't know why they do that. It's so confusing. It starts this week, but it says here Tuesday, Thursday. Yeah, that is, school and the scheduling. Yeah.
okay.
Anyway, so
really
the
it's a
week of-
it is a
yeah.
Tuesday, Thursday. Oh, goody.
Yeah. And I like seeing more of my calendars down here. So I grab this thing and I pull it up and then I can see like the next few. So if it says it ends on, the next one starts October 17th, then I go over here, October 17th, which is also a Monday. And then Tuesday to Thursday, the second one starts and so on and so forth. So the whole point now is that if you back up to all those weeks in between September 26th, if you forward to the next week, October 20, October 4th to 11th, there it is. You've scheduled it for all those meetings. Okay, before you move on to the next ones. So I'm sure that there's other questions about how to set these up, but it's basically 6 classes each, 3 weeks each, right? And so you set the one after the other, and then you put the links in them. If you do that from the emails that I sent you or something, then you're set. When it's time for class, you click on your link, connect to Zoom, and you are done.
So all of your classes are going to be in the morning for the next
Starts
session?
on 9:20.
The Mac classes. No, I also have some, I believe my Photoshop, my
I
digital design
can't
techniques
go in.
is 1 to 4:15.
Your
And yeah, you're
Photoshop-
right.
I'm
You're
sorry, I
right.
didn't hear that.
You're right. The rest is in the morning, which is horrible. I usually like to teach more in the afternoon, evening. But you're right. Other than this one, it does look like she scheduled me all for the morning, which she knows is not my preference, but yeah. Right.
So in the future, after September, you may have you may have afternoon classes again.
Yeah, I prefer afternoon classes and she knows that, but she does what she'll do.
Tell her
You
some
tell
of,
them your preference and then they do
yeah,
what
tell
they'll
her some of your students can't do mornings.
do. I will tell her.
Thanks.
Most of the times
I
anyway,
can't get to
most of the
work.
times people who work can't do mornings.
Right, yeah.
Um,
well, that's-
Or unless they have works that are very flexible and they can choose when they work and they can work in the afternoon, they come to my class in the morning. But for the most part, yeah, it reduces the amount of people who can come when she puts them in the morning. So I prefer afternoons and evenings. But anyway, I'm at the mercy of the scheduler.
I understand.
They just general questions of when you want to teach and when not, but then it can't like pick exactly when you get the luck of the draw. All
And
right.
I thought the fall classes were all going to be in person. As of last week, they were. So this must have been a recent change.
Well, it depends. They ask us what we prefer. And
Yeah.
I want to do them hybrid or high flex.
Get
So I requested to do the Mac classes on HyFlex. We're still working on that. You might find that when August 25th or something like that comes up, I might reach out to you guys. Hey, I'm having them all HyFlex, but right now they're all online.
the 26th.
Is
Other
September.
teachers might already be in person. It's a total, at this point, they're letting us choose. And I kind of chose HyFlex, but since the whole setup isn't decided yet and agreed upon, and the VP of my department is on vacations, they still say online.
Oh,
But
good.
someone tried to sign up to Photoshop today. And when they tried to do it, it told them that they needed their vaccine. They wouldn't let her sign up. And it was because when they tried to sign up, the class was still somehow internally classified as in person, even though here it says online. So for in person, you need to give them all your documents and your vaccine information and your booster. So now back there, they're going to change that, but I'm going to change it for all of them. Because otherwise, yeah, if I'm not in person, I don't need to have all that.
I have to find my other.
All right. So,
External
so
Ryan,
did
you
everyone
sign
get
up
their,
again?
so did everyone get their class set up twice a
Nope.
week? I see your hand is up, Michelle. Oh, I see. Sorry, I see Barbara's was ahead of you. Okay, sorry. Barbara, your hand appears right on your wall, which is the same color as your hand. And I don't see it. I apologize.
I'm trying to set up that intro to Mac.
Uh-huh.
I can't do it.
All right, so share your screen and I'll help you because I went a little bit quickly through it because I knew that
Okay.
class was
share
almost
screen.
over and I wanted to get to it so that you can then see the recording. There's no private information in this one, so it should be fine. All right, so intro to Mac class. Tell me what's not happening. Okay, so
Well, I can't type in
repeating right
here.
now. Okay, so yeah, you can click in there. Where are you trying to type? It says every
Well,
week, Monday to Wednesday, and repeat.
The end is the same as the start. I need
Yes,
to-
yes, that's important. Start and end the same day from 9 to 12:15. So that's
Oh,
the
okay.
day's appointment. Repeats, yes, Monday and Wednesday.
But that should be the 27th.
Yeah, you should actually, you're right. This should all be the 27th and it should be repeating Tuesday and Thursday. You're right. Thank you. I was doing this as a sample because you guys aren't in the class. I don't know if you're in the class or not. But yeah, you're right. If you want to do it right, go to the day that it starts, click on that and you'll see the calendar pop up. Click on the 9/26. No, where you were, stay where you were. Stay where you were. Click on the word 9/26. Yeah, click on that. No,
Up here or down
no,
here?
right there where it says 9/26, right where you are. Click, just go, click. Go back to
I
the number
did.
9/26. Click.
I did.
Why
Nothing
is
happened.
it not? Well, so click away then. I don't know. Click on some neutral part. Are you frozen or something? Nothing's happening.
Well, I shouldn't be.
Well, you are.
Well, there's day,
Okay.
week.
Yeah, it looks like you have something up there on the left side that says info. Go and close. Click that
Over
little X
here
on the
or
top
the-
left. Click on the top left of that thing that says, yeah, that one, info enter to Mac class. Click down. Yeah, click on that
Oh,
X on
that's
there.
covering it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. So,
Invitation or video call.
yeah, click on that X there. Get rid of it. Click on the X to get rid of that one. Yeah, it's like you have it in two. Whoa, okay. So now go back to the middle one. All right, so go back to that date where it says starts 9/26. Go to the intro to Mac class.
Okay.
Now it should be live. It still isn't. Why don't you close the, I don't know why you had some weird thing going there. It's dead. Go and quit your calendar and open it up again. I think that you shouldn't have had two windows. That was weird that you had two windows. Probably when you Zoom, when you share your screen, weird things happen. Go to your calendar again. Okay, so now it's 1. Okay, yeah, it was weird. So go to the date that says September 26th.
Up here?
No,
right
sorry.
here.
In the appointment, yeah, click on there. There, see how it becomes live? Now
Okay.
go to the word starts, 9/26. Click on that and it should show you a calendar. There you go. And now switch it to the 27th. That's what I kept saying. It should be doing that, but it wasn't.
Okay.
Now switch to the 27th. So now click away because you've got your start date right now. So click back on the same, yeah. And now go to custom and instead of Monday and Wednesday, click on that again. And then say turn Tuesday and Thursday, but you'll have to turn off Monday and Wednesday. Yep, and then say okay. And then change because it's for all of them. And then go down to end repeat, and I believe it said October 13th, so go to end repeat. That's how many times. So go all the way to on date.
On date. And that's what day?
And that says 9/27, so click on that calendar. And repeat October 13th. So go and click on that 9/27 there. And now move to October and now click on the 13th. 13th. There you go. So now you've got it set up from twice a week, okay? And if you want a reminder or an alarm or something, you can do that.
Okay, alert. Click here
Mhm.
and an hour before.
And then wait. Only for this event or for all of them? Okay, so
All
you
of
want to
them.
say for all of them. Okay, so then go down to all. All right, so now they all have a little alarm where an hour before you're gonna get a little reminder. And then down there where it says add notes, URL or attachments, that would be a great place to put in the link, for example, to the class,
The
right?
link.
When I send
Oh,
you an
yeah.
email with the link,
right.
you can just paste it in here. And then it'll pop up ready to go. Okay,
You're gonna have a link for before every class?
what's that?
Are you gonna have a link that you email us before every
Yeah,
class?
yeah, I always have
Okay.
a link. Mhm. In fact, I have already the link for the intro to the Mac. So try that. I'll go ahead and put the link in the, here. Here, I'll put it in the chat. See if you guys try that out. I just sent you, oh, that's too much. Don't do all that. Just the second chat, the one I just put in there. Go ahead and put your hover your mouse over where it says HTTP Zoom, whatever. And then move to the, like right now, Irma so the last one, go click on the 3 little dots that appear to the right of that. Do you see when you hover over
Yeah.
this last reminder, click on that and it'll say copy? Do you see what I'm talking about?
Disable hide.
Go to the chat. Do you know what I'm talking about, right? Did you copy the
Yes.
link?
Yep.
So click on copy, and once it's copied, now go back to your calendar appointment. I'm not sure you're looking at your chat, or what are you doing?
Okay, here's chat, meeting ID.
You don't need
Yeah,
to-
go down, go to the last one. I put too much in the first one. Go to the last one.
Meeting ID.
No,
Here.
but that's, you don't need the, go scroll to the last thing I wrote, not to that one.
Do I
not
go
to the
down
one-
or up?
I don't know. Go up or down. I don't know, because I don't see how you're seeing it. When you scroll up, you'll see a lot of different things. When you scroll down, you'll see nothing, just one.
Okay.
It just has,
it.
it just has one long link.
Okay, I highlighted it.
Okay, now on the right side, to
Copy,
the, there's three
copy.
little dots.
Okay,
Copy those three little dots, copy, and then come to your appointment now. And down there where it says add notes, add URL, add attachment at the bottom, click. Yeah, and then right click and paste, right click and paste. Cool. So
oh,
now,
got it.
when you click now, click away, and it'll say change, yeah. So now every day you come to class, all you need to do is click on this appointment, try. Now say that it's September 27th. You come here, you double click, open it up. And then just click on
And
that link
then-
right there. Don't do it now, because
And then I
it'll,
click on that and it'll open Zoom.
and it'll open you'll be in my waiting room.
Cool.
And you can do this for any other meeting that you have. right?
Okay, I
So-
think I got it.
All right.
Quick.
Wow, that's
So
great.
Michelle. Michelle? I can't hear you. Your sound is off, so I can see you trying to speak to me.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm also wanting to know about how to copy the attachment just from the email though.
Okay, so say that I have, let me
cool.
share. Okay, so here, if I open my email and I sent you the links every morning, right? So here's the Photoshop class, for example. No, where's my morning reminder? Here, I reminded you guys today to come here, right? So this was go to your email and find a reminder. So you can just
Yep.
select the whole thing like that. Or
Sure.
if you hover over at the last part, if you click on it, it'll take you to some, so don't click on it. If you click on that thing, it tries to open up, right? And so you're not trying to open up. If you click on it, it'll open up. So you need to just click further up, like up here in the blank area, and then just copy like that. Once you have it all copied, you can right click and say copy link.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? And then you go back to your calendar, and then you double click, and then you click on add notes URL, and you right click and paste. And that puts it in there.
Beautiful.
And I'm actually not, that's the wrong one, so I'm gonna cancel, because that is not the intro to the Mac. In fact, I'm gonna copy, I already gave you the intro to the Mac, I'm gonna put it in here. 'Cause I didn't have it. And then I do that, whenever it's time to start teaching you guys, I open my calendar, click on my link, you know?
What
'Cause
is
I just
it?
leave it all ready to go, so I don't have to, there it is. All right. So I'd put more info on mine, but that's an example. You can, and by the way, don't assume that because you did this, that you're registered in the class. You're not. This is in your calendar, but you still need to register in the class if you're gonna take it. Just thought I'd remind you. But as much as you could have said, every 6 months, I have an appointment with a dentist, or every week I go to my book club, you know, so you can work. Yeah, Dorothy, you're saying something about your, yeah, your whole Microsoft, it's not working for Microsoft Exchange.
Copy link.
Yeah, you had a weird setup. We looked at it last week, right? Where your account, like it's inside of, it's like Microsoft has grabbed your 2 emails and turned it into one. I have not used Microsoft Exchange in a while, so I can't, like, you basically need to undo that setup and then put in here the actual email that you want to put, not your Microsoft Exchange email. You know what I mean? but your individual, your
but
two Outlook accounts, like the two Outlook accounts that you have, put them individually, not as a Microsoft Exchange, and then that might work.
what is the difference between Microsoft Exchange and just a
Well,
personal account?
Microsoft Exchange, and again, I haven't used it in a while and it has changed lately, but it's more of it's a system, kind of like the Apple system has in a way, that it just connects you with calendars and appointments and emails. And it's like that whole thing, kind of like Outlook does. But if you have other accounts, it kind of like joins them in one. So if you go into your internet accounts, instead of clicking on Microsoft Exchange, which it says it should work. So I don't know why yours is not
Yeah,
working.
it's not registering. It says it's a bad email address or a bad login, something like that.
Yeah, so maybe you're missing some part of the information for it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you checked to see if it's well typed in and everything? And that you don't have.
I don't know if you
Password
mean-
is wrong.
No, I've got the password is,
By the way, it is, I forgot to
can-
say, it's 5:06, class is officially over 5:05. Some of you have already signed out, but if you need to go, then yay, it's been great. See you in September. I think the ones who wanted to leave already left. So whoever's here is trying to ask for questions or learn more. So anyway, officially, otherwise that's the goodbye for the summer. So Dorothy, do you want to try share your screen again and let's see if we can do something about that? Because yeah, that's weird. You should be able to put a button.
well,
Last time the issue you had, last time when you shared, you had like one email that was being picked up by another one or something like that in Exchange. So
yeah, they are doing that. So I discontinued my laptop, so I can't share. I'll just try. I'll try using another account.
yeah, and see if individually you can
Yeah,
put each one.
I can log in on Outlook.com, but I can't add it to my mail.
Yeah. I don't know how to troubleshoot that one because I don't know right now what it is that they do with the emails, if they're individual or not.
Yeah.
It's like you have one email that two are being funneled into, but maybe you have them forwarded in there. I'd have to know what's happening in there, and I don't really have that set up. I think, no, Norma's not teaching Microsoft Exchange, does she? She teaches Outlook.
Yeah,
but I
she's
don't know
doing
if-
Outlook.
But I don't think she does the Exchange, or maybe she does that too.
Yeah.
So maybe you
I'll
need to
ask her.
ask her to help you clean it up and open it up. I teach Windows at the credit level. I teach all the Windows classes, but we don't cover the Exchange. So to say the truth, since I don't use it,
Mhm.
I should look. Usually I read up on the stuff that I don't know, so I'm kind of current, but I haven't kept up with Microsoft Exchange, so I don't know right now. I should,
You
since I
don't-
teach Microsoft.
Do you know where I could go to besides Norma? Go
Yeah,
online?
totally. Go to here, if you go to our go to Pipeline. And
I don't want to use Pipeline.
No,
Access.
no, I'm teaching
Oh,
you how to go learn.
okay.
Go to Pipeline.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
This is totally different. Go to Student Resources. And
Right.
instead of going to Google Drive, under there you have LinkedIn Learning. And LinkedIn Learning is tutorials under everything under the world. And you click on that way into LinkedIn Learning. And here you write Microsoft Exchange and 2019. I don't know what version it has. And then it'll give you, keep an eye, that's March 2020. They don't have any new ones. So is it being used still? If March 2020 is the newest one they have, then so be it. Microsoft Office Administration.
Ooh.
That's administration. Intro to Exchange for Microsoft 365, 2019. It seems to me that this migrated mailbox to Exchange Online. It seems to me because every one of these lynda.com is everything is updated to the last minute. Since most of these are not being exchanged even at administration level, like people who use it to handle a whole organization, nothing's been updated since 2020 is the newest thing I'm happening. I'm wondering if they're
There is going to be a new, Outlook.
discontinuing it.
There's a new
Yeah.
365 Outlook coming out soon.
Yeah, so that's probably they're dumping this one because maybe it was a problem because as I said, usually I'm aware of stuff, but I haven't been aware of this one. It's probably because for the last 2 years, nothing new's been happening. So it faded into my background. But anyway, keep an eye on here. And this should tell you when you can still, you're using it. So intro to look at this one.
Mhm.
And, but see, these are more from the point of view of, it's like Exchange is more from the point of view of administrators.
Yeah,
This is manage mail flow.
and
It's see,
well,
it's for
this-
the administration. This is for administrators, not for like users. I think users use Outlook. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, but it is being administered by another party. All of the 2 emails that I have.
Yeah, so then find out from them if they're the administrators, why
Yeah.
you have managed shared mailboxes. Maybe you have stuff. I am useless. I don't know anymore what
That's
to.
okay. I don't
Oh, by
want
the
to
way, I
take
thought I
up.
was sharing screen. Was I not sharing my screen this whole time?
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I thought I've been sharing this whole time.
Oh,
When I
that's
showed you how
okay.
to get here.
Oh, I know
I'm
how to
so
get there.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, so you go over here for those who don't. Go to LinkedIn and you click in on LinkedIn Learning and you get here, which takes you to all these awesome tutorials. And here I just put in the word Microsoft Exchange. But if you guys want to learn more about, say, Mac Monterey, for example, then here you have, Monterey, Monterey Essential Training, so you guys can keep learning more stuff, upgrading to Monterey, you can keep learning on your own when I'm not around, then please do so. And you get to that through the same place where you go to Google Drive. Instead, right there is LinkedIn Learning. Okay. All right, sorry, I thought I had been sharing that. But yeah, so what I was saying is that all of the Microsoft things that I'm seeing, this is what I meant. They're all for administration, meaning not you administering it, but the people who administer the companies or the things that have these email addresses, you know what I mean? Administrative at the point of view of not you, the servers and that kind of thing. And everything I'm seeing seems to be for managing, like the person who handles all of the emails for the company, that kind of thing. None of this
Oh,
seems to be
okay,
for the
yeah.
user. So then if you go to Outlook though, those are for the user. Not Outlook. Then this is for you, for the user. Okay, so that might efficient mail management. And see how these are all new 2 weeks ago. So Outlook is new, is being used by people. The other one is being used by like the IT Exchange.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
All
you.
right, you're
That's
welcome.
helpful. Thank you
right.
for a great class.
Oh, you're welcome. You're
Well done.
welcome.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything personal on this one, so I hope this one stays up. I'm gonna put it up on YouTube.
Thank you
and-
very
and
much,
Zoom and hope
Deanna.
it stays. You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Have a great August and I'll see
Enjoy
you
your break.
guys. Take care.
Okay,
Bye.
great. Bye.
I'll send an email one of these next 3 days. It has to happen because then I'm going camping with the links to my classes and stuff like that. But other than that, if you ask me stuff and need stuff, help with registration, I'll be gone for 3 weeks. So Emma, as usual, will be your resource, okay? I'm here for 1 more week and then I'm not back until classes start at the end of August. So
Have fun.
I'm going to
Have fun.
Oregon, and Northern
Yay.
California camping.
Yay. Beautiful.
All right.
Have fun.
See you
Thank
guys
you.
some of next 2 days. I'll see quite a few of you guys, but other than that, see you in September.
Okay.
Bye.
Diane, I got a Wacom tablet.
Oh, cool.
I'm having trouble setting it up. I really am. Should I just call Wacom or?
I mean, setting it up. Yeah, you're just supposed to just download the driver and then it should connect once you plug. Is it
Yeah, but
is it
then I did
wireless?
all
Is
this-
it wireless or is it wired?
It's wireless, but I plugged it in and then I
Mhm.
unplugged it and having it pair. And then there's this stuff you have to go down through and pick things. I don't know what I should pick.
I see that. I actually disabled most of it.
Oh, okay.
It's, there's all these fancy things you can do to it, and I basically use it at its basic level. If you have one that has all the pressure sensitive stuff, you might want to do that. But first get accustomed to it at its basic level where the pen has all these buttons. I disable all the pen buttons. I just use it as a pen because then if not, it gets confusing when I touch the pen. If I
Oh,
do
you
something.
can turn off the pressure
So you
sense?
can turn off all of that. Use it at first to get accustomed to it. It's kind of like biking. Once you,
I'm
look-
looking for the box. I don't know what I do with the box. Oh, there it is. Because I can't remember which one I got. Intuos, the Wacom
Intuos,
Intuos,
okay,
medium
perfect.
size.
medium, okay. I always use a small size, but that's fine. I mean, medium is fine too. I find sometimes that you move your mouse a lot like this with a medium one, but if you're trying to do intricate details, it's really good. So yeah, the pen has some buttons that I always find uncomfortable because I click them inadvertently. So I've
They're
disabled the
not
pen
the
buttons.
buttons I would think I want on the pen.
But you can change them. And that's what those
Yeah.
choices are. Once you feel comfy with it, because the thing about it is kind of like when you first look behind a mirror in a car, you go, I don't know what I'm seeing. And after a while, you're clear. So the Wacom too, at first, get accustomed to just moving the pen around so that you see it
Right.
on the screen. Once that you're comfy with that, then you can start enabling again and saying, well, what does this do? What does that do? But if you just say off, or whatever the plan is, I don't even
Well, I
have.
can't draw, but I wanted it, for developing or what do you call it? My photographs. And I find the mouse just really hard to,
So here's
scroll
my
around.
Wacom Desktop Center, but I don't have it connected right now. I just disconnected everything, and that's the problem. I just disconnected mine together with my hard drives. I'm redoing my desk and I unplugged everything. But otherwise, you go where you would find all this stuff is under your utilities, right? So if you go to Go Utilities, that's where the Wacom
computer
will install it.
utilities?
Probably, is it?
Yeah.
Did it install itself there? No. It used to be in the utilities, then it'll just be under applications under the W. Yeah, there it is, Wacom tablet. So you have the setter, the different settings and the display settings like that. So that is what you kind of want to play around with, but I don't have, as I said, mine is not connected, so then it's not doing anything because it's not. connected.
I have in the Wacom tablet, I have Wacom Desktop Center, display settings and tablet.
Yeah, display settings is only for people who have a display that your tablet shows is a monitor, so we don't have
Oh,
that.
mine is.
Intuos doesn't do that. So the
Tablet
utility, yeah, so I don't know if it's the utility or the center that you get to use to change. Try the utility. No, that's
can't-
just for
I
restoring.
can't get back to where I was when I started the setup and I just got so tired.
Yeah, so it's this one, it's the Wacom Desktop Center, and it says my devices. Once it's connected, you can click on it and it tells you what to change or do. I don't
Okay.
have mine connected. As I said, I just.
All right, well, I printed a bunch of
disconnected
pages, so I will go back and tomorrow morning when I'm fresh.
Yeah, and I actually used my, oh my God, actually talking about that, I disconnected it, moved everything so carefully, but now, worst thing that could have ever happened, the expensive part of the Wacom is the pen. I seem to have misplaced my, oh, there it is. Here's my pen. So I just connected mine. Here's mine. So I'm connecting it and see, there we go, pen settings. So this is my Intuos, which is out of battery. And so you go to pen settings and you customize how your pen operates. So here it comes up. Am I sharing?
No,
Oh, so here I've been doing all this without you. So let me close other stuff, because if not, there's just too much going on. It's too confusing. Okay, so I opened up my Wacom Desk Center, and
right.
then here it shows me which one I have, and then I clicked on pen settings. And there it is. And so it's
Right.
basically telling you, what was the right click do? What does the bottom click do? Do you want current pressure? Do you want maximum pressure? You just change all this stuff here. Do you want it to scroll? I just told mine not to do any, right?
You don't click, you don't use it to click on anything or anything?
No, I prefer to just double click. I prefer to go on to something and just double click. if I use the pen to click, then my fingers have to be right on it, and it's just too complicated, and it's not, it's just, I don't, some people do that, I don't. So see, right there, I have it set to, if I click on the top button, see, I don't know, I'd have to right click there, and then photos, yeah, it's, to me, I just don't. So actually, it's interesting, I thought I had them off, and I just disabled it. Well, I don't want the right click to do anything, I disabled it. And the scroll, I just disabled it. So I just disabled my pen. So it doesn't do any, all the pen buttons bug me. So that's.
Oh,
what I
I'm
did.
understanding what you're saying. Yeah. And then there's the modifier
pen.
keys on the, your.
Then
on
you
the
have tablet
tablet.
or mapping. So the modifier keys, you can choose what they do. Each one key can do this, you know, so you just choose. Again, I have it all at its basic level so that it doesn't like do anything
With
other.
shift, man, control,
to
and
the
up,
one.
yeah.
But because then, and then you click on this in the left and it'll do a certain thing on the right.
Right.
So, but at first get accustomed to using the movements of the pen. Once you do that, you go, oh, okay, so let me see. The mapping is cool. I have it mapped out so that, see, I have 3 monitors.
Right.
So it works for all my monitors, and some people have on-screen controls and brush stroke. I mean, it can get so confusing. I don't want any of this stuff. I really, to me, I just want the movement to be really
So you
good.
use your keyboard, like for a brush, you hit B, and then
Yeah.
you use your,
Mhm.
what was it, control and option, and you move the pen to the left or the right, you know, to
Mhm.
make it bigger and smaller and.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that would make it much easier for me too. I think
Yeah.
simple.
To me, it just seems useless. I know that some people, you have express key settings where you set certain things, do certain things there, but I don't,
Right.
you know, on-screen control. I don't, yeah, it just doesn't.
Thank you. That's gonna give me a good place to get started so I can practice using the pen.
Mhm.
It was just too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, it's too much to me too.
I know Bruce
I-
said there's a large learning curve, Barbara.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Great.
But not to use it as a basic mouse, and then slowly you add one feature, another
Right.
feature. You don't need to have it be totally, you know, up to the tip-top.
Right. Well, you know, my mouse I kept plugged in and it still works while I'm using that
Oh
pen
yeah,
tablet.
oh yeah, of course.
So
And the
if I
tablet
get
and everything, and it
stuck, I
doesn't
can use
overwrite
the
each other.
mouse to-
The only time when you have to be careful, if you have the tip of your pen on your tablet, right? And then you use your mouse, like right now I'm trying to do it, and they fight each other. Like they're both trying to be active. If the pen is on your tablet, so leave your pen an inch away from your tablet, then that's fine. But if it's on your tablet, it's active, and then you try to use your mouse and
Well,
they
it
like,
zooms all over my screen when I get anywhere close to the tablet.
yeah.
I don't have
So,
to
oh,
use
but
that.
then that's a problem. Then you need to map it to your tablet. Then you need to
I
follow
did
the.
corner to corner and that stuff, but I don't know. I'll go back
Do
and
it again.
go through it all again and read out everything.
I mapped it so that the
But-
furthest left point of my tiny little tablet, the furthest left is the
Mhm.
left of the left screen. The furthest right is the right side of my third monitor. And the middle is my middle monitor. So this covers
Oh, wow.
3. I do like that, and I go from the tip of my left monitor to the tip of my right monitor of my 3 monitors. That's what I meant by mapping it to your.
Let me ask you another question, Diane. You have an iMac that you use, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you use for a second monitor?
I have, one is an old Mac display, cinema display, which is probably from, who knows, 2009, 2011. That's the one I use the least because it's very old right now. So the colors, I don't trust it. But anyway, it works perfectly fine. And then the one on the right is an Asus, ASUS, and it's color
Well, do you
special one,
put your
whatever.
tools on one of them and your photo on another?
Yeah, and it depends, mainly, that's what I used to do when I did mainly Photoshop. Since now I'm doing so many apps all the time. Many times what I do is I'll have Photoshop in my center one, and on the left I might hit Illustrator or Premiere when I'm editing. So I'll have one monitor have each different application. I used to have, like, my side monitor used to have my tools, and I used to have small monitors, right? Like my
Right.
big monitor was the one that I have on my right, used to be my big monitor, and then everything was crowded. But now that I have 3 big monitors, I just basically have a whole application on each one. I mean, I've got a 27-inch monitor. So then I actually keep one application. I'm doing editing, film editing. I put it all in the middle, and on the right, I need to go and change a photo for the film. I'll go over there. So I use my 3 that
Right,
way.
yeah, I
And
think
when I'm
my
not-
iMac that I bought is a 27-inch. It was the biggest iMac that I could,
Yeah,
get, so it's.
yeah, that works. Okay,
Thank you.
good
You
luck.
have
You're
a great
welcome.
vacation.
Thank you. See you guys in
I
September.
hope you
Take
don't run
care.
into a bunch of rain. A little bit's
I
fine.
know some wetness, but no. Mainly I'm worried about fires. I hope there's no big fires.
Oh, they're everywhere. It's just
Yeah,
stay on the sand on the beach.
I know.
Thanks.
You're
Bye-bye.
welcome. Bye.